Live from the New England seacoast and sunny Mexico, it's time for Channel Reviews. Please welcome your fabulous hosts, Mr. D. Nimmin. And Daniel Batal.
Don't mind me, just doing my nails. Want to look good for the show.
You look spectacular today, Mr. Batal, and I just want to apologize. I don't know what was happening. I was flipping through the screens for the slides, and they weren't working. It just
Well,
stuck on
imagine
Channel
that.
Reviews.
Something not working on our live stream. I can't imagine why that would ever happen.
Live happens, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Batal, would you like to tell the studio audience today what we're doing today, how they can participate, and what they can win, and what they might ask for if they do win?
Yeah, today we're going to be doing live channel reviews in game show format. And what Dee will be doing is using the Streamyard giveaway tool, which will flash a word on screen just as you see it. YouTube, type that exactly as you see it into the chat. You only need to type it once. Typing it more does not improve your odds of being chosen. Once, and that tool will go through the chat and it will pick someone at random who's typed that into the chat. We will pull you up and you will have best 2 out of 3 chances to have your channel reviewed based on the wheel of best practices that tells us what to look at. Now, if you miss 2 out of 3, we're going to move on to the next contestant, but you can continue to play. We've pulled up people more than once in a single game, so please do. And the people who move on to the final rounds at the very end, we're going to put them into one giant wheel spin, and whoever wins that will be able to choose any singular piece of item, piece of merchandise from the StreamYard catalog. Yeah, we love the mugs. The mugs have always been our favorite, right? But they've got hoodies, they've got, you name it, t-shirts, all kinds of great StreamYard merchandise, and we'll send that out to you for free. So do that right now, guys. Everybody, type YouTube as you see it into the chat so we can get our very first contestant up here and play in this game.
That's right. And in between these, Daniel might be looking at a channel. He might be giving some wonderful advice as he usually does. I'll flash the word up on the screen from time to time. So if you want to get a jump on it, you can go ahead and type that in as well. And that word will change every time.
Yeah, Dee's been known for flashing things on screen.
Yeah, here we go. This might be our last stream officially, because that might be how it goes down today, ladies and gentlemen. There
Little D makes an appearance.
Yeah, this could be filled with vodka or not. We don't know. All right, so we're off to a good start.
Oh man. Hey, did you hear the news that the company here that we are working with and streaming on their channel was just purchased by another company called Bending Spoons? So there's some changes in the works coming along. We don't know exactly what they all are, but changing times, my friends. The times they are changing.
Changing times there are, and there is a slight possibility, a slight possibility that this could in fact be our final game show.
Wouldn't that be sad?
That would be heartbreaking. So if you have not shared this out yet, do us a solid. Share this out for what could technically be the last time we ever do a YouTube channel review game show. And here's the thing. You can also write to the company and let them know, do not cancel the game show.
Make sure
that's what you
contact them. Yeah,
that's right. Contact StreamYard. Hit them up on Twitter. Hit them up. Email them. Customer support. Let them know. Do not cancel the Channel Review Game Show. Dee and Daniel, do not cancel. That's right.
Keep us around. And
keep us around. So yeah, not joking. This could be it.
Yeah.
Well, this could be ladies and gentlemen, what I'm trying to say is this could be the last of the Mohicans.
the last rodeo.
All right, so we have only 29 entries in here.
See what happens. So I guess people must have gotten the word that we might be canceled. They're like, screw this, I'm out of here.
I'm out of here. I'm going over to that other game show.
Well, let's do this thing. I don't mind if there's 33. That means we can
34.
do it.
Let's do it. Let's go.
Ready?
Let's
go. Yeah.
Who's on timpani today? They just kind of prematurely started.
We have Geraldo right here. He's chomping at the bit, right?
Welcome back, Geraldo. I missed
you,
buddy.
Might get fired.
Hold on. We have quotas to meet.
Just
Geraldo's Geraldo's not going in here.
If they're going to fire people, it's not always from the top down. It's sometimes from the bottom up. And Geraldo, you're a fantastic timpani player. What? Don't look at me. He's walking out. Don't leave. Oh, he got the wrong. I didn't think I insulted him. Living in Omaha.
Yeah. While you're looking that up, Geeks on Tour says this has been the most valuable to us. Let them know. Let StreamYard know that this has been valuable to you.
Yeah.
Because if there comes a situation where the new company has to decide what they're keeping and what they're letting go, you need to let them know that this is what you want them to keep.
Most consistent, successful stream on the StreamYard channel, by the way, our show. So we have to thank all of you people who show up week after week. Still the most successful, long-running stream on the channel. No complaints there, and it's all because of the great engagement we get from the community around here, who show up, like to have fun, have a few laughs, and learn a little bit along the way.
That's fantastic. Thank you to everyone who's been on this journey. Man, we've been doing this for a while. How long did we start this?
1967.
Yeah.
I was one.
That sounds about right. Daniel, I've got a hum, maybe coming from your end. It's up.
It's.
Do you hear it?
It's my son's car. Hold on. Oh. Tell me if this goes.
Yeah, it's gone.
Okay. So, not to throw you off, but when you have an 18-year-old son whose choice in cars is souped up Audis with loud exhausts, that's the hum.
Tim Spanner in the house. That this show started on MySpace.
It did.
That is a fact. That is a verifiable fact, ladies and gentlemen. Okay.
One of the first shows on MySpace, when you used to sign up, we were the first two people who would be your friends. Dee and I.
Did we? How long? Seriously, how long have we been doing this? Over 2 years now.
Yeah,
3 years.
Over 2 years. Yeah, I think we're in. I have to look back, but yeah, it's been several years. Several.
Yeah, it's been a few years. 2 years, 3 years.
Yeah. Living in Omaha. enough looking back when the future isn't decided yet, but let's stay on course as long as we can. So this is the channel we're looking at, Living in Omaha with David Matney. Let me pull up the wheel, spin it, and see what. Can you hear my son pulling away?
Yeah,
and let's see.
Away, yeah.
That was actually Geraldo was in the car with him. He's like, I'm out of here.
We lost. Geraldo's like, I'm out. No more.
Oh, that's funny. Featured link in the description. Dee, can you please tell the people here and in the replay what we mean by featured link in the description and why that might be important to help you grow your YouTube channel?
I would love to. YouTube allows us to put links in our description, as most of you are probably aware. But what some of you might not be aware is that good practice here is to link out to another relevant video or playlist that's relevant to the video that you just watched, and put that up as high as you can, preferably above the show more or read more. And I don't know what they're calling it these days. I think they've changed the text on that, but put that up as high as possible. So if somebody comes in and clicks into your description, the first link that they see links out to another video or a playlist that's relevant to what they just watched. Now, that being said, if the goal of your video is not to grow your channel, maybe you're trying to drive people into your email list or into your sales funnel, or maybe you're trying to sell them a course, what we're looking for today is intentionality. We're looking for an intentional link in your description, preferably as high as possible.
Yeah, and as I look down here, I can see there actually are two links in the description. One is subscribe for more real estate tips, which is I think it's an auto subscribe for this channel. I don't know. I'm not my favorite link because there's a subscribe button right above. So the redundancy of it doesn't always seem to make sense for me. But there is one, book a call with me, get into his calendar, and you can book a call for getting some buying or selling real estate tips if you live in Omaha, Nebraska. And he's actually got his phone number in there. I probably shouldn't feature that. He's going to get flooded with calls now.
Yeah, I'm going to call him.
I want
right
him to
now.
stay during the show, right? Everybody trying to buy and sell houses.
I'm calling him right now.
We might be looking for a new place to live.
Yeah. Hey, David, this is Dee from Streamyard. What are you doing right now?
Yeah, that's funny.
Here's what I would like to see. I would like to see you actually flip those links and put them in the order of importance, because if you're putting your phone number first, it looks to me like you're trying to get clients. If you're trying to get clients, I would say that link to book an appointment with you or book a call with you is significantly more important than getting people to subscribe to your channel. However, you have a very intentional link, so we're going to give it to you.
Yep.
But I'd like to see those flipped.
Oh, wrong one. It's
Whoa, okay.
That's the one.
I mean,
so one of the things I would follow through, though, listen to what Dee said there. Think about this. If you're putting it in your description, if someone has to click the show more, which they now just call more, it's an extra layer of trying to do something to find the very links that might be important for your conversion. So one thing I would tell you is follow Dee's advice and try to get at least the one featured link above that fold, above that show more. Have it happen where someone can see it. I love that you're using emojis. You see how this is really great. I don't know why I'm using this particular magnifying glass. I got a better one. But it's got like a bell, and then he's got a heart. So he's got stuff to draw your attention to these links, not just the link itself, with some really compelling text. Subscribe for more real estate. Book a call with me. What is your home worth? And $signs. Like smart. He's building the links great, but figure out what Dee said, which one you think is the most important. Get that up above the show more so that you're not burying it behind yet another hurdle for someone who might want to book a call with you, has to take another action to see it.
Hey, David, one more thing. And again, this comes down to intentionality, and I don't know exactly what you're trying to do. I'm thinking you're trying to get people to call you. Just a little thing that I notice here, you're giving away your phone number in one area, and then you're saying book a call with me in another area. So you're kind of giving them two different sets of instructions here, like, hey, just pick up the phone and call me, versus book a call with me. So I would think about which one of those you want to push. And if you want someone to book a call with you, I would actually put that at the very top, not above your description, but at the very top above the actual phone number itself. So hopefully that can actually show up without somebody having to expand that description area. So they can say, oh, I can book a call with him. Then they might expand and go in to see what else you have to offer. So just kind of think that through, what you want them to do.
Good advice. Good advice.
Book a call, or just pick up the phone and call.
Or call a book.
I'm calling.
There's a lot of calling going on.
Yeah, because I'm calling.
But that's a win. So that's one hit. Let's see what we can do on the second wheel spin.
I see David already sent off to his lawyer to get a restraining order against me. Okay.
Everyone
That's not how I thought the day was going to go, but thanks, David.
Stop texting. Here we go. Featured content. Now, this is a little different than featured content, featured link in the description. Dee, can you explain to people what we mean by featured content and how that might actually help you grow your channel more effectively?
Absolutely. Is YouTube still calling it a trailer?
Yes, they are.
Calling it a trailer.
I don't know why, but yes.
Yeah, we believe that's a bit of a misnomer on that. So they call it a trailer. We like to call it a featured piece of content, and YouTube allows you to choose two videos. One video for people who are not subscribed to your channel, and one video for people who are subscribed to your channel. And a good way to think of this is, what would each one of those viewers be interested in, and how could this benefit you? If somebody's not yet subscribed to your channel and you're trying to grow your channel faster, you could look at your data and you could find videos that have the highest conversion rates. Conversions to subscribers, or maybe you're trying to make more money. So you could put a video here that makes you the most affiliate sales or the most ad revenue. And if it's for a subscriber, well, what would a subscriber naturally want? A subscriber might be most interested in your latest video. So just be intentional with everything else. What are you doing? Why are you putting this here? How could this benefit the viewer? And how can this benefit me to meet my channel goals? And there you are.
I think that was excellent. I think you nailed it. I have nothing to add, but we're going to look at what we're seeing on that homepage. And when I get here, I see the For You, which is the new default mix supposedly for the viewer that's supposed to show them videos based on what YouTube knows about that viewer in that moment. I see a listing for videos. I see some playlists down here, but I'm not seeing any featured content for me as a new visitor. And there's one for each, like Dee was saying. Let me try this. I'm going to subscribe to your channel for a minute, and I'm going to reload the page and see if you have one for returning subscribers. And I'm not seeing one there either. So unfortunately, that's going to be a miss on that one. But definitely think about that. It's a great place to feature something that can really get people engaged with your content, especially if you know why you're putting it there. Great for when you publish a brand new video. I like putting my newest video for the returning subscriber right there when I launch it. Go in and change that out. Really good for getting more velocity.
All right, next.
So that's 1 and 1. So we get another spin. Let's do it.
And again, David, this is one of those situations where you need to really think about what your intention is with your channel and what it is you're trying to accomplish when you're trying to think of what goes in those two spots. Don't just randomly grab something and put it in there. Put some thought into it about how it would be attractive to someone who's not subscribed versus someone who is subscribed.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I had to switch magnifiers here. I have to go over to the new tube spanner magnifying glass, which is actually rectangular, nice shape of and scrollable. I love this. You can scroll and it's still there. Look at how great that is. So here is, we're loving it. We're loving what's going on.
Really quick, Daniel. So Chair Yoga with Barbara says, I find trailers annoying. That's why I don't use them. Right. We're not talking about actually making a trailer. We're talking about taking advantage of that spot that YouTube gives us to put a high performing video there based on your personal channel goals. And then obviously for subscribers, you can put something there like your latest video and just kind of change it out. You can use that spot to your advantage without actually having a quote unquote trailer.
Yeah, that's been our running joke. We don't know why they still call it a trailer, because I kind of agree with you. I think if someone comes to your channel, how did they get to your channel? More than likely, they already saw one of your videos, liked it, didn't decide to subscribe, but came to your channel anyway, clicked on your channel name to check you out a little bit more. So they don't need a channel trailer. They already know what you're about. They've already watched one of your videos. What you want to do is give them something that might be like a high converting piece of video. Get them to subscribe, something that's performed really well.
Daniel, you know what we need to do? Like, we know people at YouTube. We need to go on the offensive here and get our entire communities behind us.
Yes.
To get them to change that terminology, because I
you know how effective I've been at changing YouTube's mind.
Well,
don't get me started on invalid traffic, but I am agreeing with you. I think that we do know people, and we can. That's something we may be able to get them to change their mind on.
And reason being, and I'm being serious here, reason being is because I think it's doing a disservice to creators who don't understand how that can actually be maximized to their advantage. Oh, it's a trailer. I have to put a trailer there. I see so many people doing that, and I just think that's not the right move.
Yeah, it is one of those weird things that I think off the bat, people get the wrong idea of what it's supposed to be, and then they just make the wrong choice. It says channel trailer. They think they need to make a trailer. We need to have them call it featured content for the new viewer or for the unsubscribed viewer. Right? Put it that way.
Yeah.
Keep it simple. And then
words matter, YouTube.
Right,
words matter.
Sure do. Speaking of words, the name of this channel is Living in Omaha, David Matney. And the question was an optimized channel name, right? Yeah, I was right. I think that's right. If it isn't, that's what I'm calling it. What do you think about this one, Dee? I kind of think it makes a lot of sense. Living in Omaha, David Matney. Do you think that would be something you would understand kind of what the channel's about? Well optimized for the viewer? Or what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, he's doing a double play there. I mean, he's telling the viewer who might not understand just at a glance what his channel is about. My channel is about living in Omaha. And he's doing personal branding there as well, David Matney. So, I like it.
I think it works. I think it's clear. I think I was able to find it pretty quick in search. So for me, that's a win. I think that's send you right on. You are a first contestant moving on to the winner's circle.
Congratulations. And Tube Spanner's still in here. So, Danielle, congratulations on that magnifying glass. That looks spectacular.
Yeah, that's a free item, by the way. I'm not gonna, I don't want to plug another company while we're here working for Streamyard, but free. Go there, download tubespanner.com. Just saying, for free. Use it on your next live stream right here on Streamyard. I'm just saying.
Tubespanner.com. It's our last stream. I don't care. Tubespanner.com. Go download that plugin and put it in. Go get it. Tubespanner.com.
Love it.
What are you gonna do? Kick me off the stream? I thought this was America. I absolutely love that South Park episode. You know what I'm talking about, where they're arresting, what's his name, Randy? I thought this was America.
I thought this was America.
You know what I'm talking about?
I do.
No, seriously, fantastic tool. Great.
Fantastic tool. It's free and it works really well. It integrates really well with StreamYard. Yeah. StreamYard doesn't have a tool like that currently. So it's great to have something that you can use as a magnifying glass and to draw on screen completely free. Love it.
What have I missed? Yeah, we're not going to do that
crap.
again.
All hell broke loose. Oh, the yard. We've got 44 entries so far. Is that it? Is that all the amount of people we have in our stream today? Did they hear? Oh, I think Dara Leaves is streaming right now.
Oh.
Maybe that's it. Maybe we have a split crowd today, my friend. Split crowd. It happens. It's hard to choose when you got to choose between us and Daryl. I mean, I think we're the obvious choice, but Daryl's a pretty strong competition.
Daryl's tough competition, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah,
but you're in good hands over there. Okay, so here I see some people coming in now saying, how can you be in the running to get your channel review? So we periodically just flash a word up on the screen, or we put a word up on the screen like you see right now, currently the yard with no spaces. All you have to do is just type it in. Type it in once, and then we use the StreamYard giveaway tool to randomize the winner. And by the way, if you're a StreamYard user, you have access to this tool. It is free. You can get that by going to streamyard.com/giveaway.
Yeah, great tool.
And if you don't mind, Daniel, I'm going to go watch Daryl's stream.
Yeah, okay, I can handle it from here.
Yeah, you got it?
Yeah, no problem.
Matt Gaming, that's what I'm talking about. Ride or die with Dee and Daniel.
Yes.
Hey, listen, I'm going to get that tattoo just wrapped around my arm. Ride or die with Dee and Daniel.
Did Daryl Eves ever flash anybody on screen? No. Does he drink whiskey out of a StreamYard mug? No.
He doesn't. Does he have ducks on his cup? Absolutely not. He has an entire wall of gold play buttons. That's what he has. He doesn't have ducks on his cup.
That's right. And we have what we think is maybe one silver play button between us, but it's still a guess. We actually
I ordered a new play button.
Stop it. Did you really?
I ordered it.
When is it supposed to come in?
When it comes in. But
we should open that on our next show.
Oh. Wouldn't it have been great? Like the last episode?
Right.
All right, let's go. All right, so type in StreamYard. We have 51 entries right now, and I'm really surprised there's 117 people watching and only 51 people want to have their channel put up. Listen, don't be afraid. We're not going to roast your channel. We're going to give you honest feedback, and everything is completely randomized. We're doing this to try to help everyone to try to find the little things that you might be overlooking that could help you grow just a little bit faster and could help the audience better understand your channel and the content that you're making.
And you can win stuff. I mean, come on, just do it just to win stuff. Cool mugs. Just saying.
All right, Geraldo, are you ready?
He is. He's looking at me with a scowl, but he's ready.
All right, let's go. Lean on Me says, I'm too embarrassed to learn how to do it correctly. Don't. We're very gentle.
Yeah.
Very gentle.
This won't hurt a bit.
Hold on. Tube Spanner says, no, Dee, you're ruining Comedy Goldmine if you get your play button. Hold on. I didn't say I was going to receive it. I said I ordered it. I said I ordered it. And guess what?
Is it getting shipped to your house or to Nick's house?
No, because I'm not going to be here. It has to go to Nick's house.
Have you learned nothing?
It has to go to Nick's house. So there is a possibility that he could lose it again.
What do you mean is a possibility? It's only gone to Nick's house once before, and what happened? He lost it.
50-50 chance.
That's 100% chance. If he doesn't lose it this time, then it's a 50-50 chance.
Never tell me the odds. Never tell me the odds. Okay, Series 7 Guru. Congratulations. We're gonna pull your channel up.
Yeah, we do have the channel here. Series 7 Guru. People
are like, he's learned nothing.
It's nothing. None of us have learned anything.
Yeah, apparently not. Yeah.
Okay, Series 7's good. I've got the channel there. Let's pull up the wheel. Let's spin. Let's see what we're looking at here today.
Yeah, let's go. There we go. Let's see what we got.
All right. Sending it to your brother's house.
Somebody has to.
Yeah, put your hand back on the stove. I'm sure it won't burn you this time. Chat's choice, ladies and gentlemen. It's up to you. Anything you see on the screen here, you could eliminate the person. You could give away some free merchandise. You could advance them into the final round. You could look at things like consistent uploads, a pinned comment, clear thumbnails, end screens, optimized titles, clear value proposition, optimized playlist. Any of those things you see right now, feel free to pick any one of those things, and we're going to let you tell us what it is we're going to look at.
We have 4 cards in a row, followed by free merch, and then cards, followed by something cards. We're going to look at cards.
Cards, I love it. Perfect.
The people have spoken.
People have spoken loudly and quickly.
People have spoken loudly, and they want cards.
I want cards. All right, let me find a video here.
I feel like this is going to be a good show.
I think so.
We're up to
a rip-roaring start. I'm trying to find a video that I think would do really well with cards. Something that isn't too long, Like this is more like a 4-hour live stream. Let me find something that's got a decent amount of views for his channel. It's a little shorter. I'm going to go with this one right here from 7 days ago. 255 views. It's a almost 7-minute long video. Let me pop it up. And right away, I see a cart. Stupid. We use Tube Spanner. Did we not explain this? We use Tube Spanner here. Right away, in the upper corner, I see that dot right there, that eye. That lets us know that there is a card in this video. So that is a win. I do have one question, though. That flag flew out the minute the video started.
Let's talk about that.
Let's talk about that. Now, listen, people. Let me use the free Tube Spanner sketch tool here and draw on your screen, and I will show you what YouTube tells us is when you put a card in a video, you don't want to put that card way at the beginning, right? You don't want to do that. What you want to do is you actually want to put that card 80% of the way through the video or more. 80%. Let the video play. So put it in this last 20% somewhere. The reason being is if you're putting cards way back here and someone clicks on it, it's going to increase the bounce rate on this video that they're watching. That's not what we want. We want them to watch this video, as much of the video as possible. And then near the end, what we want to do is potentially recommend another one of your videos so that you can compete against any of these other things that are over here that may not be your channel. We want to push towards more of your content and use that to get these people to watch another one of your videos. And I will tell you this, people who aren't willing to watch more than a minute or two of your video and they're going to click a card, those aren't people who are invested in your content. What you want to do is get the people who watched a majority of your video, and what that's going to do is it's going to increase the click-through rate on your cards, because these are people who aren't tire kickers. They're people who have hung out, they've watched it, they've enjoyed it, and you've said, hey, to you people who have enjoyed this, I have another video you might want to watch. That's when cards are really effective. On my channel, I average between 35 and 42% CTR on cards, because I really try to push them near the end. I actually put them in the last 10 seconds, right before the end screen. And I try to make sure that the content that I'm recommending in the card makes a lot of sense to the video they're watching in the moment. So that's the only thing I would say is think about putting that by best practices near that last end percentage, okay? But that is a win.
Yeah, and go back to his homepage for just 1 second.
Okay, go back to the homepage. You got it. That I can do.
Yeah, I just want to give you just a little tip here, and we might fall on thumbnails. I just want to let you know that you are cramming a ton of stuff into your thumbnails, and the tiny text can be really difficult to read on a mobile device. I would just really think through the type of the text that you want to put out there and be mindful of how people are going to consume this. You can look at your data and see what percentage of people are looking at this on a phone. And then think through, you know, all that live text or that tiny text. A lot of times when it comes to thumbnails, less is usually more. Yeah. So I just wanted to throw that tidbit out there because your thumbs are a bit crowded. And I think you can,
I will say, he's done very well. Like he's got 30,000. I'm going to assume that all these, I'm going to assume, sometimes assuming is not the best thing in the world, but I'm going to assume all your subscribers are organic and all your views are organic, because I don't know any other, I don't know if you did pay for any of these along the way or I did any advertising. So I'm going to just assume, but you've got 30,000 subscribers. You've got almost 800 videos.
He's back.
He's back.
I just heard him pull in, man.
Now he's on a Harley.
Yeah.
But one of the things you want to think about is, you know, YouTube, when it comes to packaging, like Dee says, you've got a place for a lot of words. There's a place for lots of words in any one of your videos. It's called the title. So to take all that and put it back up in the thumbnail, when you got to remember that most people are just scrolling quickly by in the feed, you want to make sure that your thumbnail is engaging and grabs them and not forces them to stop and read and interpret. So all text in a thumbnail is a little bit tricky. And I think you'll find by best practices, really trying to think about how your title and thumbnail can work together, putting a picture where the image spot is and using text in the title. I think you can have even a more rapid growth trajectory, because you can really start visually creating something that will engage the viewer.
Go over 2 videos. That's the one that I noticed. Go over 2. You need to move the Tube Spanner.
I can shrink it.
Yeah, that one right there. That's the one that caught my eye. No, the one.
Oh, the Kaplan?
Far
Which
right,
one you-
far right.
Oh, far
Far
right.
right.
Yeah, that one. I don't
Yeah.
even know what. Let me move that out of the way.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
not
the one that
quite
caught my eye there.
That's a really tough one. Like,
Yeah.
you know, that I don't know what anyone can do with all of that. I wouldn't
Yeah,
stop
that's a
and
tough
read
one.
that. On mobile, I don't think I'd be able to read it. I would be completely relying on titles. And I think that's exactly what's driving views on your channel if these views are organic.
Yeah.
You have 30,000 subscribers, and we are seeing that, and don't take this as a negative, but a lot of these videos are struggling to get more than a couple hundred views. You know, over time, you get a little bit better. I'm seeing as I go down, some of these are 300, almost 300, 130. So, but there's a lot of tough to understand thumbnails. So yes, you're very niche. Nothing wrong with being super niche. Just think about, like Dee said, see if we can get that thumbnail and title working together.
Right, because some of them are really clear. New issues, podcast, you know, Series 7 exam. Like some of your text is really clear, and some of it, there's just so much I have no.
Okay, we just unfairly put him into a category. The wheel didn't say take a look at his thumbnails, and we just went down the
wheel
rabbit hole.
today.
That was
I'm the wheel today, and I chose thumbnails.
Okay, all right. So is that so what do we call that?
Look at me, I'm the wheel now.
I'm
the wheel now.
I can see it. I can see a spinning color in your eyes. All right, so then we're going to call that a hit and a miss. Because he had cards, but his thumbnails need a little work.
Right,
so we're going to go right back to the wheel now, and this is going to be his third spin because Dee has said he is the wheel.
I'm the wheel.
I am wheel. I love Lamb.
Yeah, I'm the wheel now.
The rules are just changing here. Now we just don't even care anymore. We might get fired. It's like, whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Great.
Oh, hold on.
No.
Oh, it's still going.
Oh, yeah.
I couldn't do that.
It
That
would
was
be
too
great
cruel.
if it turned out that this was our last show. Is if they hooked us with the canes and hooked us and pulled us off.
Pulled us right off. Just started
That would
playing
be
the
great.
music while we're talking, like the Academy Awards.
Yeah.
That's it. All right, listen, it's all worked out because you actually got the advance. That means that you are moving on to the final round, my friend. Congratulations. And I hope that, you know, anything we talk about with any channel here, I hope you guys all in the chat, even if we're not talking about your channel, think about your own channel and how the things that we're discussing might apply to your channel. Do your thumbnails have maybe too much text in them? Are you using cards effectively inside of your videos and end screens and things like links in your description above the fold? If you aren't, take this time while you're hanging out, go into some of your most recent videos and change that up. Add a card, add an end screen, put a link in the description. Not only stay here and have some fun and play along, but use this as a perfect time to work on optimizing your channels to potentially get a little more growth out of them.
Greg's VR says, why would it be a final show? StreamYard has been acquired. StreamYard has been acquired by another company, a large company called Bending Spoons, and we don't know yet what is going to happen moving forward. Yeah. Fingers crossed, we will still be able to do this show. It would be great if you contacted StreamYard and let them know to keep Dee and Daniel's show.
Contact Bending Spoons. We need to get there. We need to get their website. Is it bendingspoons.com? Yeah, that's what we got to get. You guys got to keep those guys on that StreamYard show.
Don't you dare. Yeah, we will cancel our member. We will come to your office in Italy.
Is that what they are?
We will throw tomatoes at your office in Italy.
Right. Yeah. Join us next week on the Tube Spanner channel. All right,
kidding.
streamer, type that in, people.
Yep. Yeah, right now there's probably someone from Bending Spoons watching right now.
Right now, going, well, we weren't gonna fire you, but after all of that malarkey, we'll see you guys.
We were gonna keep you, but yeah, not after that one.
Listen, we love StreamYard. We're big fans of StreamYard, and we use StreamYard not only to do this show, but to do all the live streams that we do on YouTube, and we're huge fans of it, and we wish them all nothing but success, no matter who owns the company and whether we're working here, you know, on the channel or not. We're 100%. Huge fans of the company.
Yep. Yeah, we might have just secured another 6 months with that one. So
I know, trying to
so
bail the water out of the boat.
I'm drilling a hole on one end, you're bailing out the other. We have 56 people who have typed in the word streamer. Go ahead. Geraldo, are you ready?
He's ready.
Let's hit it. Let's go. That's right, Matt. There is no spoon.
Myra deVila. Myra deVila. Hope I'm saying that right. I'm probably not. This is probably like a really great way to say that name that I'm totally messing it up.
deVila.
Myra. Yeah, this should probably like a roll
I'm
of the tongue.
I'm always a little bit nervous looking up channels that do not have a profile picture.
Yeah. Hold on a second. Don't share this yet. Myra, deVila for you, shorts. Okay, I think we're okay. I think we're okay.
Can I pull it up?
I think so. This looks like, because it's only an M. I'm assuming this is the right channel. I think you can pull it up.
Risky click. Are you sure?
Yeah, I think so. It looks mostly like a younger individual and some puppies, and I think that's all. I think we're good. They're
not hurting puppies, are they?
No, nope, I think it's okay.
Okay. All right, here we go.
This is what I see. This is all I see right now so far. So like I said, some puppies, younger individual, creator, mostly puppies. There's some playlists in there. Okay, that's all I see so far. But we're gonna let the wheel decide what it is we're looking at. Let's spin that thing.
So when you said take it down, I was like, oh Lord.
Well, you know, we've had some incidents here on the old Streamyard channel. Oh no! No one likes to see that happen.
All right,
man.
Yeah.
One tip. One tip.
Go ahead. Pull them up and give them a tip.
That's what I'm going to do. Let me go over here. Let me get the channel back up so we can see it. It looks like this is a very new channel. It's only 22 videos. I'm going to start with this. One of the things that can really help you connect with an audience is to make sure that they understand what this channel is about and who the target audience is and why they would want to watch. We call that a value proposition, okay? So one of the things you can do is you can actually make a profile picture for yourself, so it's not just an M, and you can use an image that might help them understand either who you are, to get used to seeing your face if you're in all the videos, or something that might be a branding element that might play into, I mean, this kind of looks like the new purple M&M, but I don't think that's who you are. So you think about doing that and adding channel art too, something at the very top, so that when someone comes to your channel, right? Let me give you an example. I'm going to come over here and I'm going to go to D Nimmin's channel, because I haven't gone there in a while. I don't think he has either. I'm going to pull up.
Wrong.
Wrong. Have you been publishing?
Yes.
Oh, man, look at you, 4 hours, 7 days. Man, I have not been paying attention, and I apologize.
It just, yeah. And it's painful because I went from a dormant channel to publishing again, and YouTube's like, whoa, what do we do with this?
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah. What I used to be able to get in like half of a day, now it takes me like 3 days to get.
The pain.
Yeah, that's all right. I understand it. I'll go.
But here's what we're talking about, right? Here is Dee's channel art. It's him. You know, Dee helps creators learn how to create content using mobile devices and all the things that are mobile to effectively be a more consistent, effective creator on the platform. So he's got it right here. Master your mobile, right? And the channel's name is Dee Nimmin. A picture of him, so you would understand that's the guy. This is what he does. He makes it really easy to understand, even in the branding place. So as you're building out your channel, if you really are trying to grow it, if you're just having fun, have fun. But if you're trying to reach more people and you actually want to grow the channel and actually try to get more subscribers and views, think about making it easier for the viewer to understand who you are, what the channel's about, who the target audience is, and why they would want to watch. Tip.
You thought you were going to get me there. You're like, I'm going to go humiliate Dee.
I know, and then here we are,
and
4 hours ago. I knew you were going to do that. That's why I uploaded. I knew you were going to do that. I knew you were going to do that. So I uploaded videos. No, I mean, seriously, it was my mistake for saying anything like that. I mean, look at this consistency. That's 4 videos in the last year. That's fantastic, my friend. You're back at the game. You're back at the play.
I'm back in the game. I uploaded those videos knowing that you were going to try to humiliate me. Now I'm done.
I think it was like, wait, what? Streamyard's firing us? I better start making videos again.
I'm done. Yeah. Wait, what?
What? Quick hustle.
Yeah.
Proactive. Only kidding.
Run. Run, Forrest, run.
Yeah, sorry. So let's do this. Let's put another word up there if you haven't already.
Okay. Here, question. Colorful Tales says, does Dee have cards?
Does Dee have cards? I think that's an excellent question. I'm going to click on your video from 4 hours ago, Dee. And right up here, you can see there is a giant card icon right up here. He does have cards. Look at that. Look at Dee doing all the right things. Let's put him through the paces. Let's see if he's been holding true. Let's go to the end and let's see if he has an end screen. Oh my gosh, look at that, ladies and gentlemen. He's got 2. How do you do it? Do you do best for viewer and then one that you've selected?
No. Okay, so the 3 before, so the ones before, because I'm trying to build out a playlist for CapCut. Right, I'm going to do 5, 6 videos for CapCut. So because the first one started, I handed off to one, then I handed off to another, and now I've got this 3rd CapCut video, and I'm just trying to put them out to 2.
Gotcha. So they're all CapCut.
Yeah. I'm trying to make a little a CapCut web.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And then as I look here, I see that I think I actually expanded that before I needed to. Let me go back up. I would say to my good friend, Mr. D. Nimmin, that he probably should have interjected this
It didn't
video.
make it.
Yeah, what I like to do is I like to find that spot right there. I hit the return button and I interject it right after the first sentence on its own line, then pick up the description. But you do have one right there. But the link is just a little hidden, a little truncated. Yep. But you do have it, featured piece of content there in the description, and then you've got them yet again in the pinned comment, new to CapCut, and ad-free captions with CapCut.
If you go to one of those, you're going to see that I do the one that we recommend, where it's just one end screen, one card, one link in the description, I believe.
Is that what you did?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah. I think I did it that way. I just kind of mixed these out. Ooh, why is that going to that end screen?
I don't know.
Oh, I didn't swap that out.
See, even we sometimes have to go through our own content to make sure covering all bases.
Right. So that was the first video for CapCut, and I didn't have anything to link to. So
you were expecting to put the new one in once you got there. And
I forgot. And when this stream is over, that's exactly what I'm going to do.
You were all chest puffed out. Daniel, I've been working hard on the old channel, and look what happened.
If there wasn't liquid in this, I would throw the cup and say I'm not worthy.
Oh, okay. We're just kidding.
But I'm not.
Everybody.
I'm not the type of person to throw a beverage.
Exactly. Hey, did we put a word into the chat? Yeah, thumbnails. Is that what we said?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right.
So Myra, so you gave Myra some advice.
Yes, just think about getting this. If you want to grow the channel, if you're just having fun, don't worry about it. Do whatever you want. But if you want to actually connect with more people and see if you can grow the channel a bit, get some branding in there. Get a value proposition so people kind of understand. I can see you have a dog and things, but a lot of these shorts are just labeled by the date, so it's really hard to understand what the video's about and what the channel might be about. So if you want to draw that into focus and help them, that could be something so they understand why they'd want to become invested in your channel.
I feel like I have to defend myself for a moment.
Don't. It's okay. We're just joking.
No,
We're
I need to.
here.
I feel like I need to defend myself because I don't want to set a bad example, because we're talking about intentionality, and at a glance you might not understand the intentionality of that other end screen and what.
So when you first made the video, you didn't have a second video in that series to link to, so you put the original one on CapCut you had from a while back as a placeholder. So I'm going to swap
that out. Right, but that video is not to use music in video editing apps. And I'm just showing you how to use a video editing app. And the only logical thing at that point is not to use the music in the video editing apps.
Gotcha.
Until I go back to actually swap that out. So there was intentionality behind it, even though I forgot to go back and swap that out.
Ladies and gentlemen in the chat, if you're buying this light on malarkey from Mr. Dean, give me a thumbs up. Or if you think he's full of crap, just give him a thumbs down. Let's just throw it to the chat. Let's see if they...
Intentionality.
I'm not here to judge you, D. I'm just here to listen. I'm just here to listen.
Look, I'm rubber, you're glue, that old thing. That third grade thing, whatever it is.
Oh, that's funny. All right, we do have another. Why don't we? I know that they. Yeah, see right there. Colorful Tale says excuses. Yeah. BS. Rick Ramirez says BS. Nothing but BS coming out of there right there. That's old D tap dancing his way back into it, saying, "No, really, I meant to do that."
Bending spoons. Listen, fire me. Just, I'm not worthy. Get rid of me. Is what I'm trying to say. No, I'm kidding.
Don't do that. This will be a horrible show with just me on here.
It'll be that, right?
You know how hard it is to find another bald guy named Nimmin that would do the show? Oh, wait a minute. Never mind. Do what you will. Do what you will.
Oh, my goodness. Okay, let's go. All right. I just messed all of this up. Where we are.
Just hit buttons.
Yeah.
All right. So let's get back to our giveaway tool. Keep with it, Myra. Do what you feel is right, depending on what you want to do with the channel. Thumbnails. We've got 48 people who have entered that in there. We'll give you another second or two. Has everybody typed it in? If you haven't typed the word thumbnails into the chat, please do so now, because we're going to spin this wheel and pull up our next contestant.
We just went off on a tangent on that one.
That happens.
Pull up D. See if he's got cards. They said. And then this is what happens.
I was just listening to the good people in the chat. If they ask that question.
They ask. When the lions roar, you throw the meat. You throw the lions meat when they roar. Okay.
It's not just our show. We're just holding onto the wheel.
And who are we to argue with lions?
That's right.
Who are we to argue with lions? All right, ready?
Yeah.
Raldo?
Do it.
Let's go. Who's it going to be?
I don't know. I'm looking. How we got here,
Again.
genealogy. How we got here, genealogy. Okay.
We've had him up once or twice before, I believe.
Yep, and a battalion member. So we do put some extra thumb screws on people who are in my membership group, because they get to hear this stuff from me over and over, and advice from the fellow members and the battalion membership who are all crushing it. So yeah, we do expect a little more when it comes to people who are our pals, people that have been in there talking it and chewing the fat with us about this every day. But the wheel is what tells us what we're going to look at, and that's completely random. So let's spin it and let's see what the wheel says is going to happen next. Do we have to give back the wheel if we get fired?
No, we're taking the wheel.
Okay, good.
Like you know when actors do a movie?
Yeah. Oh, they keep like the props?
And they keep the props? We're keeping the wheel, StreamYard.
The wheel. We're going to Indiana Jones it, and we're keeping the hat and whip.
That's right.
Okay, we actually looked at cards recently because it was something that the chat asked about, so we don't need to explain what cards are. We're just going to pull up one of his videos, preferably a newer video that has done well. Here's one from a month ago. I'm going to grab it. I'm going to look for a card, and as I pull up the old tube spanner magnifying glass, right there in the upper right, you see that information white dot. That means our friend has put cards in his video. Well done, my friend. You have done the battalion a solid. You made us, you stood proud.
With that zoom tool, what's on his bookshelf?
Oh, let me see.
What do we got there? Tim Hortons?
I got.
Yeah, I'm.
Oh, Tim Hortons. Tim Hortons.
There we go. Look at that.
I can even read the fine print. Look at that.
In case you're wondering what type of person will pause the video and look at what's going on behind you,
us.
You're looking at him. Yeah.
Yep.
I will definitely use this tool to read your books in your bookshelf. And
yeah, and the great thing about the tube spanner tool is you can really up the zoom level. You can get really close in there, right? You can just you can do some crazy stuff. Okay, so that is number one. Let's grab that wheel again and move this thing along so we have as many contestants as possible. Spin the wheel and see what we're looking at next.
There we go.
Okay, consistent uploads. I don't think we've talked about that yet today, but we did when we were talking about your channel.
We did.
As a person who is now back to uploading consistently, would you tell the people here in the replay the value of uploading consistently to your channel?
Yeah, so I took a very long break, and it absolutely demolished my channel. And I own that, but you have to understand what's happening, because when you start uploading again and you've taken too long of a break, things can happen because your audience changes. Your audience can move on, they lose interest, they're not watching your content anymore, so your content is not in their watch history. So a lot of the metrics that YouTube uses to figure out who they're actually going to show your videos to, those aren't there anymore. So you're kind of starting over in some situations like me. I'm starting over pretty much from scratch. Not 100% from scratch, but I'm pretty close to it. It's going to take me a good handful of videos to kind of get the ball rolling again. But I understand the process, so I have no problem putting in the work. We are not looking for daily uploads. We're not looking for uploads every Monday at 8 p.m. We're looking for some level of consistency so you can kind of keep your foot on the gas and keep the channel moving.
So you're saying once a year, probably not considered
well,
consistent.
I mean, to be fair, you could be one of those channels, like, I'd love to use Mark Rober as an example. He'll upload once a month, but he gets millions upon millions of views. So if you're one of those channels, that's all he has to do for his channel.
He also builds these videos that take a month to create. I mean, they're monster smart videos. That's why they drive so many views too. All right, so I'm looking at, let's pull up the old magnifying glass again. I am seeing 3 weeks ago, 1 month ago, 1 month ago, 1 month ago, a month ago. Yeah, I'm seeing like a lot. I'm not seeing one, he may have switched over to shorts and done some shorts more recently. That's possible. We always have to pay attention now. There's so many new tabs, how many times he's gone live. A day ago, 8 days ago, 2 weeks ago, he's been streaming a lot from live. So mixed content. He's actually been very consistent publishing things to the channel, live stream shorts, videos on demand, VODs. Really well done. I love that. I love seeing a battalion member who is in there and doing the work. I appreciate you.
The work.
Holding the torch high for us.
Doing the reps.
So moving on to the winner's circle.
That's two.
Is our friend.
Yeah,
That's
he did two.
Yep.
Congratulations. And the next word to type in, ladies and gentlemen, is intentionality. Like that ridiculous story I told everyone about why I put don't use music from apps in the end screen.
Yeah, that's it. Okay, got him in there.
I can't believe I forgot to change that out. That just goes to show you, listen, you can fall out of practice.
Yep.
That is absolutely something that happens. You can fall out of practice in regards to how you think through your packaging, how you make your thumbnails, how you edit. But something else that's really interesting, and the whole reason I started making CapCut videos is because I've been editing on Vegas video since it came out, however long that's been, a decade or more. I stopped editing on a PC. I started editing on a Mac, and I started editing on CapCut, the free version. And I was
How
like,
how you liking CapCut?
It's not without its faults, but it makes here's the thing. It made editing fun again.
Really?
And it made editing fun. So when I'm editing with CapCut, it feels like I'm playing with just like a filter on Instagram or something like
Nice.
that. It makes it fun. Does it have all the tools? If you're going to do cinematic videos, no. Right. You're going to want to use something more robust, DaVinci Resolve or Final Cut Pro or Premiere or something like that.
I built an entire channel using Filmora and talking about Filmora, you know, so I feel you. You don't always need the most advanced video editing software in the world to make YouTube videos.
Well, what I found, though, for the type of content I'm making on YouTube currently for this channel, it does everything I need.
Perfect. That's all you have to do. That's right. I always say, use what works. Use what works.
And number one, it's never crashed on me. It's never crashed on me where Vegas would crash like every couple of minutes. Yeah. And it made editing not fun. Like I would shoot videos and I'd be like, oh my God, now I have to edit. This is just, I would rather have, my teeth pulled because it would just crash so much. But it made editing fun again. And it made me start to kind of fall in love with the process all over again. And I think that's what I needed. I needed to completely change everything. Yeah, they have a free version. They have
free version
upgrade
and a paid version.
I'm not paying for it. I'm using the free version. So
nice.
Yeah,
DaVinci Resolve has been my choice. I can't say that it's the easiest software in the world, but they do have a great free version too.
I when I was trying to think about what I was going to edit with, I downloaded everything, and I already had Final Cut Pro. Because of a package that I got with Mac. So I pulled everything up and I was looking at everything and I was like, oh man, I opened up DaVinci and I went to your channel and I started and I was like, no. I was like, no. I acknowledge the power of it, but for what I do, it was too much.
Yeah. It is a extremely high level pro video editor with a complicated UI. It has a steep learning curve. I tell you that. But
you're rocking it though.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's my son texting us saying he just said that was the best ride to work ever. That's awesome. I'll have to tell him. Yeah, we heard you. We heard you riding to work, pal.
Yeah, the entire world heard you.
Everybody heard you riding to work. Leaving.
Everyone heard you.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Intentionality. Spell that properly in the that's the next test. Dee's putting up nice, easy words to spell, like intentionality. Yes. It's like a spelling bee in here today.
Yeah. I mean, think about while people are typing this in, I think you turned, Lord knows how many people you turned on to Filmora initially. Yeah. Like you did there's like a whole movement behind that, putting them on the map. And then, and now you're doing the same thing with DaVinci Resolve. So.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it. I love doing that. I love teaching creators, like how to just get out there and make videos and using whatever tool that they happen to be using or whichever one I happen to be using at the time. They get to learn what I'm using.
Yeah. All right. We have 51 people who've typed in the word intentionality. Are you ready, Geraldo?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
That is Discovering Poland with Mo. With Mo.
Before you pull them up, what do you think that stands for? Moses, Mooney, Mona Lisa?
Yeah, let me guess.
Mahogany?
I'm going to go with mahogany. I'm going to go with Oh wow, I don't know with
Morris.
Morris is a great choice.
Morris. Okay.
Let me do Discovering Poland with. Hold it. I gotta find it.
What's it going to be? What's going to be? Christina Gomez says Vegas Pro still has the audio device bug after a render not fixed for years. Yeah, that's the thing. I kept upgrading and I kept paying for the upgrades for the last 5 upgrades, thinking that they were going to fix my crashing problems, and it just got worse. They used to be amazing, and then they got purchased, and then the company purchased them, and it was just downhill from there on. So I'm done.
Okay.
I'm done. What is it? Find them?
We both failed.
Monique. That was the next thing I was going to say.
Yeah. All right. Well, Monique, we're sorry. Sorry to call you Morris. I don't know why we decided you were Morris, but that's where we went with it.
Monique. Man, how did
Monique.
I get that?
Yeah, it's a tough one. There's so few MO names, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, we still got it wrong. All right, well, let's pull up the wheel. The wheel is getting thinner. As you know, every time we land on a slice in this wheel, it is removed from the wheel as we move forward. So this wheel gets thinner and thinner. So that can be a good thing, and it can be a bad thing. We've lost some things like being instantly eliminated, and we still have things like free merch that you could win instantly. But, sometimes that just means that you might get something that you may not want to get for the wheels. But let's spin it and see how lucky you're going to get today. It's all about the luck. As luck has it, Dee forgot to change his end screen. It's just luck.
It happens out of practice.
Intentionality. Free spin. We're going to add another spin to the wheel in case you happen to get two strikes. You'll have an extra spin to use. Let's spin it again.
If I were a boy, my name would have been Montague. My dad was weird. Montague's a cool name.
It is. So myself, I have 2 brothers, a younger and an older. My older brother's name is John. Okay. My dad wanted biblical names, Daniel, Jonathan, Daniel and John. But we narrowly escaped his first choices of Zedediah and Ezekiel. So we would have been Zed and Zeke. So I don't know if that's better, but I think Daniel and John are an easier mouthful than Zedediah and Ezekiel. Optimized titles.
Zedediah.
Yeah.
From this day forward, you will hereby be known as Zedediah.
Zedediah, the old school Amish YouTuber. You can't.
So when you contact Bending Spoons to let them know to keep the game show, let them know do not get rid of Dee and Zebediah.
Dee and Zed.
I love it. Okay, optimized titles. Mr. Batal, would you like to tell them what optimized titles are? I just flipped that on you for the first time ever.
Yeah. Optimized titles. When we talk about optimized titles, we're talking about the titles on your videos, whether they be live streams, shorts, VODs, long-form video content. Make sure that those videos are really well optimized for the very viewer that you're trying to reach, because you have a target audience. And if you can make a piece of content that is really easy for them at a glance to understand why they would want to watch that video, and then hopefully write that title in a way that it becomes compelling, leveraging things like curiosity or FOMO or even some elements of gain, something that they can immediately see that they might gain if they watch your video. Curiosity is a big one. So make sure that you have a title that's easy for the viewer to understand, hopefully doesn't have too many words, and that is really well optimized for that particular viewer who would be interested in that conversation.
Well said. So let's have a look.
So let's do that. I'm going to go over to videos. Let's look at some of the ones we have here. Let me pull up the old tube spanner magnifying glass. And we have Circus Escape in... you want to help me here, Dee? Any chance?
I don't speak Polish.
I'm sorry. I don't know how to say that. Pet Relocation Simplified. It's official. I got my temporary Polish residency. I totally understand what that is. Uncovering the Hidden Gem, Salina, Poland. Epic Anniversary Day, Expat Edition, Food and Street Dance. Let's do this. Everybody in the chat, let me throw it to you guys, because we haven't asked you to pick on anything, give us an answer here in a minute. What do you guys think? If you saw these titles, do you understand pretty quickly what these videos are about, who the target audience is, and what you can expect from this video? Give us a thumbs up or a thumbs down in the chat. Thumbs up if you think, yeah, I think those are pretty well optimized titles. Thumbs down if you think, I don't quite get them. I don't know if I understand all of them. And try to take them all in, not just individual, kind of think of them all together. Do you think that they're working? London Through My Eyes, an author's travel vlog. Embracing traditions, the magic of the International Polish Folklore, probably festival. When they go down, exploring Scotland's majestic capital. Lost and Found, the most unexpected thing. Unbelievable celebration of Flag Day in Poland, you won't believe. Unlock the secret to legal residency, get your pestle number.
Yeah, I just want to throw this in there while we're waiting for the thumbs up or thumbs down to come in. Every single video that you're making, because you were talking about discovering Poland, should have something to do with Poland in your title or something in your thumbnail that identifies that that conversation is going to be about Poland.
Yeah, I agree. And I think that's one of the things that threw me off is when I saw from the channel Discovering Poland with Monique, exploring Scotland's majestic capital, threw me off a little, because if there are people who are really interested in the conversation of all things Poland, then you start talking about Scotland, it's one of those areas where you might hurt the potential reach of that video. In this particular case, it got 14 views 8 months ago when you were a little more focused on some things that were more Poland, getting your legal residency, unbelievable celebration of Flag Day. You got, 2 or 3 times the views. So think about staying super focused on your titling. But what are the it doesn't mean that they can't be well optimized. What are the crowd? I mean,
we primarily have thumbs up.
Cool. That's a win. Hey, when you ask the people, they choose.
Yeah,
but I would say take Dee's advice. Think about the topic. Let's make sure, because we're just talking about titles, but the topic, really try to stay true to that value proposition of exploring Poland. That's what people are going to expect every week.
And if you are going to go to another location, until you really start building that channel momentum up, consider maybe comparing Poland to those other places. Food costs. What was the country she went to? What was it?
Scotland.
Scotland. Food prices.
Yeah, Scotland versus Poland, which has better whatever.
Yeah, food prices, Scotland versus Poland. Public transportation, Scotland. You do an entire series. Like if you're traveling to another place, you can still work that into Poland to satisfy people who are interested in discovering Poland. So just kind of like really put some thought into how you can maneuver every video that you make into your value proposition, which is discovering Poland.
Well said. So that particular...
Monique says, I was thinking about changing the channel name since we're traveling all over Europe.
Okay.
And we'll go back to the U.S. at least twice a year.
Okay. Let's see. You're traveling all over Europe. Like, think about what the channel's about, right? What you're absolutely
traveling,
right.
Traveling with Monique, maybe.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah, discovering the world with Monique, or discovering discovering new countries with Monique. Could be anything that. Think about what the viewer might be interested in and why they would want to follow on your journey. And just think about what people might. Lots of people want to check out new countries that they've never been to before. So the idea of discovering new countries with Monique could be just doing new countries could open up the door to wherever you're at. Might be a little weird when you get back to the U.S., but you know what I'm saying. I think that still would open the door and broaden the top of the funnel for you a bit.
Yeah, and your channel's at a point now where if you did a name change, I don't think it's going to have any impact whatsoever. Just make sure, like if you have your Polish videos, put them in playlists for videos about Poland. If you go to another country, put those in playlists about that particular country. Yeah.
Make it easy for the people to go, nope, not interested in Poland. What do you got here? Oh, Scotland. Yeah, I want to know about Scotland or Ireland or England, so that it's easy for them to discover these new countries with you.
Yep.
Okay, cool. All right. So that was a win. Thank you to the thank you to the chat for helping us out there. We really appreciate it. You guys are wonderful. But let's spin the wheel again and see what it is we're going to look at next.
Yep.
Winner's choice. Now this one's up to Monique. Now, Monique, you can decide what it is that you'd like. It can be anything that's on the wheel now, anything that you've seen in the past. If you'd like us to look at something specific that you think that you might need help with, or that you think you're going to get a win on because you can move on to the final round. If you'd like some free merch, say, I want free merch, we'll get you free merch. You tell us what it is that you would like us to do, and we'll do that.
I feel like in the event this could be the last show, we should give something epic away.
You want to give away your studio?
I don't know.
No, I mean,
Just kind of give
Your
it away
channel?
on the street. I don't know, give the StreamYard channel away. I don't know. Let them figure it out.
We'll give the
just it away.
RTMP code to the StreamYard channel, and anyone they want can stream to it. No, come on, we're kidding. It's a joke, people. We're playing around. I don't know. Yeah. Should we? I don't think it's the last. I think.
I hope it's not.
I hope this isn't the last one. I hope we're here again next month, but we will see. I would feel bad if we weren't. We didn't take a chance to say thank you to everybody for being so supportive over the time we've been here.
So before this stream ends, we should probably do that just in case. And then if it's not the last stream, we can say we're back and forget about all that other stuff we said. We didn't mean it.
We're kidding.
Like, hey, Daniel, remember all that other stuff I said when I was drunk in the last stream? Yeah, I didn't mean it.
Yeah, I didn't mean any of that. I'm sorry. We shouldn't be allowed to drink on stream.
We don't. Okay, it's water, agua. So Discovering Poland with Monique says, going to be greedy. Merch. Hey,
there's nothing wrong with that. I love it when people go, give me the merch. So listen, what we're going to do is Megan, my channel manager, is going to give you her email into the chat. All you got to do is reach out to her. She will confirm your identity. She will confirm the channel is actually yours. And she'll give you a link where you can go and you can pick any single item from the StreamYard catalog of merchandise. They got great stuff. We love the mugs because they're huge. Their coffee mugs are hands down the biggest mugs we've ever had. I always go to this mug. It's just giant. It holds a lot of liquid, whatever that might be.
Look at that.
Oh, monstrous, right?
Look at that. Look at the shine on that mallard. Look at that.
But you know what? And I've had this mug for a long time. It's been through a lot of dishwasher cycles. Mine is the same way. Man, it looks pristine.
You wash yours?
I'm not supposed to? I'm sorry, did I break up the trade secret?
I don't know. How does your duck look after a good washing? I hand wash.
Oh,
I hand wash mine.
Oh, well,
I don't. I
think mine is, I think mine looks pretty darn good. We have a slightly different color scheme here, but I think mine looks good.
I don't have one of those elite fancy pants dishwashers.
I do.
No.
I just got one.
I am the dishwasher.
Oh, sorry. We actually we've been working on a kitchen remodel, and we swapped out and got this sort of fancy schmancy Bosch dishwasher that doesn't use a heating cycle to dry the dishes. It uses, it does a couple of combinations of the heat from the water, and then the door pops open a little bit at the end to vent the steam out. And I wasn't quite aware of exactly how that worked. We had to figure out how to get it to do that, right? Set the right cycle so it does it, so everything comes out perfectly dry. Yeah. But we didn't realize that the one of our cats says, "Oh, the door's open a little bit. I think I can get in there." And now the cat climbs into the dishwasher and gets wedged behind all of the freshly cleaned dishes that we now have to clean again because they're covered in cat hair. It's wonderful. It's wonderful. Works like a charm.
That sounds great. Sign me up.
Thought that through.
I owned a cat once. So I owned a cat once. Well, okay. Well, we're going to let a few more people type this up. Type the word playlist.
Playlist. Type that as you see it into the chat, please.
I bought, because I'm allergic to cats, and I bought a cat as a gift many years ago. It was a Bengal cat. Are you familiar with Bengal cats?
Yes.
They're a different breed of cat, and they're stronger and they're more muscular than other cats, and they can jump higher and further. And I bought this cat, and I had to hold on to the cat for a few days, and I wasn't allergic to that cat. That breed of cat I was not allergic to. And after 3 days, I fell in love with the cat, and I didn't give the cat as a gift. I kept the cat for myself, bought a different gift. I absolutely love the cat and had the cat for the longest time. That cat, so if I was gone for a long period of time, the cat would go up anywhere where I had like on top of tables or entertainment stands, anywhere where I would have like candles or picture frames or little doodads. If the cat would get mad at me, the cat would jump up there and just knock them off. It would knock them off. And sometimes I'd be sitting in a chair and I think it would want attention. It would jump up like on the entertainment stand and just like it would walk up to something, put its hand up and just look at me.
Like it had a question? Yes, you have a question. Cat in the front row.
It looked at me. It was just, I think it was asserting its dominance, and it would just like look at me, and it was just like, what are you going to do if I knock this off? And I would say, don't you, and it would just knock it off. It was the craziest little cat. Yeah.
I thought that you were going to tell me when the type of cat you were telling me you had, and I don't mean this as an insult, but I just honestly thought you were going to say hairless cat. Not because it would fit the motif of the Nimmin look, but because those are the ones that a lot of times people will get if they have allergies to cats. Like
my girlfriend wants to get a hairless cat. But anyway, I when I moved, I had to do a big move, and I was going to be gone for a while, and I had to get rid of the cat. But I loved that cat. It's so much attitude. So much attitude.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
I had a cat that was part Bengal too, and it used to go and buy groceries, and the cat would literally steal it was just steal the groceries. It's a strong cat. I watched it. I'm putting away groceries, and I watched it. We used to have to like hide bags of groceries. Like when you came home, you couldn't leave them and go back to the car. You'd have to like put them in a room and close the door because the cat would get right into the groceries. I see the cat going back, walking by me with an entire bag of bagels in its mouth. I'm like, they're just looking at me like, what? I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Guess the cat wants the bagels. Dozen bagels.
Yeah.
Take them away.
One more cat story about this cat. The cat's name was Dharma, by the way. So I also had a ball python and had a big cage for a ball python.
Oh, is this how you lost the cat?
No,
okay.
I got somebody. I eventually got rid of the ball python because I had it out and it wrapped around me and tried to kill me. I actually took my brother and my girlfriend at the time to pull it off. But anyway, so I had this huge cage for the ball python, and that python could have killed that cat in a heartbeat. I would be gone, and the cat would just like go up on top of the cage and just like undo the top to the top for the You know what I'm talking about? You got like the net,
whatever they call,
screen.
the cover for it. Yeah.
Yeah. It would unlock it and open it up and let the snake come out.
That is a cat with with cojones.
That cat hated me. So yeah, but the cat was fearless. It was like, oh yeah, you're gone. I'm gonna let the snake out. Oh yeah, you're gone. I'm gonna knock everything off of every table in the entertainment stand, any dishes you have out, like.
Yes, Megan, do you have something to add to this conversation? Our resident cat lover. Oh, I thought you were reaching over for the button.
Yeah, so I don't. That was the last cat, and that was the last snake.
All right. Okay. Well, that happens. That happens.
Yeah, the python was quite large. I had it as a baby, but then it got really big and really strong.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. We've got a lot of people. Yeah.
60.
Playlist.
Let's roll this
60.
thing, shall we?
Let's do this.
Yeah.
We're telling a lot of stories today.
Tell me more about your hairless cat.
These are stories that you might not hear because this could be the last stream.
Right, going out with a bang.
We're going out with a bang. You need to know about the cats in my life.
The network specialist.
Specialist.
Yeah, there we go. Network
All
specialist.
right.
Extra points if you can tell us what kind of cat you have.
Who? Oh, me?
Anybody.
It was a bingo cat. Oh. I already told you. Oh, you mean in the audience?
I know,
there
anyone in the audience. Network specialist.
Boy, that cat could jump. Holy cow, that cat could jump.
Well, that's strong.
Fire
we
animated.
have Bengals, and up here we have the Maine Coon cats. I don't know if you've ever heard of them.
No.
Another big, hairy cat.
Oh.
Yeah. Let me see. What am I trying to do? Channel. I'm trying to sort by channel here. The network specialist. There we go.
Fire animated. Thanks for joining us today.
Good to have you.
Yep.
We're going to have a problem here.
Can't find it?
No, I found it.
Okay.
I found it. Here's the problem.
What about lives? Are they doing lives?
No content whatsoever. So I'm assuming, oh no, there's some lives. Okay, you're right. Lives, community posts. Okay, there's a handful of things here we can talk about.
How long was their last live stream?
The last live stream was 8 minutes and 15 seconds.
No, I mean like how many days, months, weeks, years ago?
17 hours ago.
Okay.
So it's a new channel using mostly live streams, but no other content, nothing featured on the homepage.
Well then,
we'll work with it.
We'll work with it best we can.
Work with it. Sure. New channels, we like them. Let's spin this thing and let's see what we're going to look at, because there's not a whole lot of things to look at. So fewer slices might help us.
Yeah.
And I feel like some of these we already landed on, but I think they were just chosen. Oh, we just started talking. End screens, we've already talked about what those are. So if you've been here, you know exactly what we mean by end screens. Dee, tell them or give them a quick reminder.
Yeah, an end screen is just another tool that YouTube gives us to send the viewer from one piece of content to the next piece of content. And best practice here is to link out to a relevant video. So if they watched, here an example, they watched a video on chicken recipes, we're giving them another chicken recipe dinner to watch.
I'm really confused by this channel. This is you're looking at me scrub through the live stream. Is it a podcast only? Is that what this is supposed to be? The visual doesn't change.
Oh, is it audio?
Maybe it's audio only. I don't want to play it because I don't know if there's any music or anything that might get us in trouble. Let me go back.
Check another one?
Yeah, let me check a different one. Live streams. Let me try over here. This looks like they're live streaming,
podcast,
but potentially podcast only. Yeah, it might be. And they
Okay, so here's how we're going to handle this, because this is audio only, obviously. Here's what I would like to see. I'm going to give you a tip here, because I think what we're doing today is going to be a little bit difficult. I'm going to give you 2 tips. Go back to that live stream.
Yeah.
Is that the one? Scroll down a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay, you're a Streamyard user. Okay, let's look at the description. Let's expand that description there. So you're stuffing these hashtags in here. That's really unnecessary to do that. YouTube is going to take the first 3 and they're going to put them up top the way you see right there. You don't have to put those in. A good rule of thumb is this, and Daniel's expanded on this very well in the past. Unless you are ranking up top for one of those hashtags that you're putting in, you're basically just sending the viewer, if someone clicks on that, to someone else's video. Click on one of those and let's see what happens. Hashtags are good if you have like a community name. If you have a community name, or you have your own name, or something where if you click on it, you're going to see your own content. But if you don't do that, you're just sending people back out onto YouTube, especially with very, broad ones like Kanye West, for example. So that would be my tip for your description. And just generally speaking, if you go back to your channel, go back to the homepage, the network specialist, if you are doing podcasts, I would really like for you to tell me in your channel art what you're doing. Let's see what your about me is. Welcome to the network specialist. I'm an acquired taste. I'll give it to you raw and real.
Oh, I lost it there in that section.
Here it is.
Okay.
Okay, here it is. We just something like this in your channel art. Discussing hot topics, trending topics, or they're kind of the same thing. Discussing trending topics, reality TV, and all things on network platforms. Put something like that up into your channel art. So just at a glance, people know what's happening on your channel.
Yeah. Yeah, I just think it makes it looks like, because it's like the network special. I think it's stuff, right. It's all stuff from different networks like MTV, Bravo, and they're commenting on what looks to be probably reality shows or things like that. Trending topics, hot topics. Reality TV seems to be what we're seeing more of. Okay.
Think of it like this. We have to kind of like look around your channel to figure out what's going on. Yeah. You don't want the viewer you don't want the audience to ever have to do that. You want the audience to understand at a glance, oh, I know what this channel is about. I know what this channel is about, and this channel's for me, or this channel's not for me. You don't want them to go, oh, I wonder what's this channel about.
Well, the original question was,
go somewhere else.
The original question was, is she using end screens? That was what the wheel asked. So some good advice in there. But as I get to the end of this video, that's reasonably recent, 19 minutes, 40 seconds long, 48 seconds long. Video ends and there's no end screen, and immediately starts pushing to other things that YouTube knows about me specifically, because I'm here watching your channel. So this will change for different people, and YouTube is trying to understand the needs of the viewer. So it's going to push us towards things like, I watch Hot Ones, I watch Rick Beato, I watch music videos, so we're seeing music. I like, so I'm seeing a lot of that. There's, Wolfgang Van Halen. I watch his channel. So it's pushing towards things that it thinks that I might like, and it's not pushing towards more of your content. One, because you're just new, right? You're new, and it doesn't have enough data to understand that a lot of people have gone on to watch more of your content when they watch the previous one. But while you're here, before this comes up, this is the last thing that happens is YouTube fills the screen with recommendations. That's where the end screen can be really helpful. So in these final seconds here, 10 seconds or so, put another video up there that you think might be really important, and say something in the video like, hey, if you enjoyed this discussion, make sure to join us for a great discussion we had recently. I'll link it on screen. Something generic where you could put a different video in there, and you could change it out over time. Join us for another great discussion that we had recently, and put a different video up there to push them towards a different live stream. Could really help, give you an option to start fighting against YouTube's need to push them elsewhere. This is where creators and YouTubers come into conflict, okay? YouTube wants us to get people watching and keep them watching, but they're happy enough if people just stay on platform. If someone watches your video and then goes on and watches some other video, as long as they stay on YouTube, YouTube is happy. But as creators, we need to be selfish. We want them to stay on YouTube, but we want them to watch another one of our videos. Why? Because the more of our videos that they have in their recent watch history, the higher chance that when we publish next, our video is going to be served to them, whether they're subscribed or not. And the higher chance that viewers that have similar viewing habits to that viewer might get served our video and recommendation because other similar viewers are watching more of our content. That's what YouTube follows, the audience. So you need to do things that effectively help build your audience so that YouTube can take those traffic signals and apply it towards recommendation and discovery so that your channel can reach more people. So think about that first. It's always about reaching more viewers, and then YouTube will follow suit.
Okay, I want to tackle something really quick here. So we had a question when we were talking about hashtags, and I just scrolled by here, and I think I missed it. Somebody said, oh, should we not use hashtags? And then TJ Rose says, wow, I didn't know that about hashtags. Here it is. Colorful Tail says, are you recommending we stop using hashtags? No, what we're recommending is that you're intentional with hashtags. They actually, YouTube gives us a metric on this. Do they still have the, Daniel, the hashtag pages metric? I haven't looked at this in a while.
Yeah, it's actually, hashtag shows up in your search. If you go into your traffic, if you go into your traffic sources, in the advanced tab on the traffic sources, and you go down into search terms, your hashtags actually show up under the search results because it's something that's considered a search term. So making a lot of sense for things that people might type in. On my channel, I'll use things like, I'll use my name. I might put Daniel Batal, hashtag Daniel Batal, because it's something that people type in. Or pull me up for a second. Share my other screen for 1 second. I'll show you. We'll see if.
Sorry, man. I thought we were.
No, that's okay. So for an example, in my description, now I don't feature them up in my title. I don't weigh my title down, but I do put them down into my description. And if someone were to type in, hashtag Daniel Batal, what you're going to get is more Daniel Batal content, right? So it brings you to more of the stuff from me. So it's an effective hashtag for me. Another thing that I like to put in there is in this series, I've been doing DaVinci Resolve for noobs. So if I type in DaVinci, if I use the hashtag DaVinci Resolve for noobs, something that I'm building a series around, these are all DaVinci Resolve for noobs videos that I've been making, and you get more of my content. So it's not that you shouldn't use hashtags. Limit it to no more than 3. I think more than that's, the more than 3 gets crazy. I try to use 1 or 2, and make sure that they're hashtags that when someone clicks them, it brings them to more of your content. If it's not, it's kind of a waste of that effort, and it's just more clutter.
Yeah, and you can go into your data. Like if you're using hashtags and you think that they might be working for you and you think that maybe the people are finding those and coming to your channel, go in to see look at your data. It's in your advanced tab. And are you pulling that up? Are you showing people?
Yeah, advanced mode, right? And then you go into traffic sources. Yeah. And when you go into traffic sources, you can go down into YouTube search, and then you will see all of the terms that are bringing people here. And if there are any, even with mine, mine are way down in the rankings. This is top 50 they give you right off the bat. But I'm not seeing any hashtags showing up right now because people just don't use them that much. So I put them in there where they need to. You will see for search terms, a lot of times like my name might show up. So that's why I'll leave it in there. But right now on this particular series, I've been leaning so heavily into DaVinci Resolve that the main traffic sources under search are going to be search terms that are DaVinci Resolve related. If I go back 365 days, you have a higher probability of seeing other things, including my name, and potentially there's sometimes a hashtag in there.
Go back to traffic sources really quick.
Yep.
Scroll down slowly.
Well, they do have hashtag pages.
They have hashtag
but that's pages. So that's pages.
Right.
If they find you on a page, this is the pages where they might find you. So there are some page listing comedy, but the pages are usually, preordained a lot of times. So shorts, shorts Filmora from back in the day, it's 365 days. That's why we don't, in our best practices, you notice we don't have hashtags in the wheel. I think they're one of those things that YouTube played with, introduced, wanted to see what they would do. And I haven't found them to be overwhelmingly effective. I don't think that they're a game changer. So I don't lean into them. And I think they clutter up your titles. Don't put them in your titles. And I think they can clutter up your descriptions, right? They just get a lot of things that are popping. They're like, oh, wow, it's all over the place. So when I do that, I try to make sure that I'm looking at a very simple, when I go to my content, whenever I put out edited content, I really try to make sure that I'm putting something out there that has a really simple description that's really easy to understand. And the only thing I really want to focus on in my description is having something there. And instead of all these hashtags, and I want to push them towards, like this is a sponsored video. So I had to, under contract, put the Storyblocks link where people go in, check out Storyblocks. And then after that, I put in a link to another video, both featured above the fold, talking about how to use DaVinci Resolve. So just be intentional. And I think put things that can really help you grow your channel. And I don't know that hashtags are really one of them anymore.
Yeah, I always recommend, and I've tested a bunch of different things. Like I used to put, and you can probably still find videos out there that I haven't actually corrected, but I used to test out things like iPhone or Android or something like that. But I would just get lost in a sea of people doing like iPhone reviews or something like that. But what I found is, like Daniel just showed, my name. So hashtag Nimmin if I'm going to use something, or if there's a community name, like my brother and I use the Nimminati. So I might do like hashtag Nimminati. And if you tap on that, you're going to find videos from both of us. And, you know, he and I, we send people back and forth. So be intentional about it and look at your data. If you find that you are getting a lot of traffic from a hashtag, by all means, leave it. But if you're not, then you're just sending that traffic out elsewhere.
Yeah, I agree. I just, you know, I think people think they do something that they don't. So just be aware of what they actually do. And if they're not doing what you want, if they're not being effective for you, don't waste a lot of time with them. Kind of like tags.
Yeah. Okay. Was that the last, are we finished with that channel?
I think,
yeah, because that was a live. Yeah, that was a podcast channel.
Yeah, what did we say?
That was the podcast channel.
We moving them on? What are we doing?
No.
I'm moving them on. I'm making, you made a decision. You called yourself the wheel last, a little while ago.
I am the wheel.
I'm going to call myself the final wheel, and I'm going to add her into the final because she's new and she started, and I want her to have a chance of winning something.
Wheel final boss, Daniel Batal.
The network specialist.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, remember when those times? Remember back in the day before we were getting fired from this channel? I mean, that we used to do the sudden death round.
We did. Here's the thing: I have to be in the mood for sudden death because it's a lot of work on my end to constantly have new screens popping up and the things changing and like
makes sense.
And
just not feeling it.
And you know, sometimes we just ramble on and we kind of miss our sudden death time.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. So
let's pull up some. Everyone typing in end screens. We got 58 people type that in. I just want to make sure everyone has a chance to get pulled up here. You know me. I like keeping it interesting. But I hope the information you're getting along the way, people, is stuff that you will use when thinking about your own channel. I think sometimes what happens is people really want their own channel to be pulled up.
You know
what?
They don't pay me enough to do sudden death anymore.
Is that what you're saying? Wow. Well, they haven't paid you in a whole long time. So, I mean, realistically speaking. What are you talking about here?
Sudden death is above my pay grade. I received the email that said, Mr. Nimmin, we regret to inform you that you are no longer authorized to play sudden death on the YouTube channel game show.
Wow.
I have to, who am I?
Right.
I'm just the wheel. Who am I?
Right. You don't want to go into arbitration over something like sudden death. I could get ugly.
That's right.
Speaking of which, 61 people have typed it in. Why don't we spin this thing?
Yeah. Let's do it.
Look, he's already got his hat on and jacket on. Are all those ready to leave?
Oh yeah.
Screw this. I'm out of here.
Yeah.
Living in North Texas. All right. Now listen, we've seen living in Omaha. Now we're going to see living in North Texas.
We've seen Poland. Discover Poland. Living in Omaha.
Yeah, right. North Texas, not just Texas, but North Texas. I'll have to ask, like, what the. Wait a minute. Hold that there because I have to get the.
Oh, everything's just falling apart here.
Several living in North Texas is several channels named that. It must be real estate. Okay, there we go. So here's the channel.
Did you find it?
Yeah, I found it.
All right, I need to put my beverage down. There we go.
Okay. By beverage, you mean straight vodka?
Yes.
Okay, we still have this wheel here that's getting very thin, so let's spin it and see what we're going to look at. Maybe if I talk fast and loud, we'll change the effect.
I think we've had her on the show before.
Maybe it was one of the other living in North Texas. Optimized playlist. Well, we'll find out really quickly because she would know about optimized playlist if she's been here before. So let's pull this channel up and see if she's using optimized playlist. Now, as I scroll down, if she is, I'm not seeing any of them featured on the homepage, which is a huge mistake because if you do make optimized playlists, your homepage, which is your storefront, is the best place to put them instead of things like videos, shorts, for you. Let's get some real optimized things that talked about North Texas that really went down the rabbit hole of that conversation. So I'll go to playlists, and we have two, and I'll show you what they are. They are all about Denton, Texas, and Home Buyer Workshop. Only 4 videos in each, 2 playlists, and there are 40 videos on the channel. So, Dee, can you give us some constructive criticism about or advice about playlists and a better way to use them?
Yeah, I'm putting a sample of an optimized playlist that Daniel and I made for a Vid Summit presentation. We put together this entire mock channel based on best practices. Now, what we have here is we have a handful of videos about recipes, about quick dinners, right? We could have just called this playlist recipes, or we could have called it chicken recipes, but we're trying to speak directly to the viewer and tell them exactly what's inside this playlist. And we called it Quick and Delicious Chicken Dinner Recipes. This is going to speak directly to a particular type of viewer who is looking exactly for that type of content. And we've made it as clear as possible because playlists do get recommended to people. So you want to make sure that you treat your playlist titles the same way that you do video titles.
That's great. Love it. So in this case, they only, she doesn't have a lot of playlists. There's only 2 out of the 40 videos she had that she could have made. She could have made, 8 playlists with 5 videos in each of those playlists. Could have been great. I'm only seeing 2, and the 2 names are All About Denton, Texas, and Homebuyer Workshop.
Click on All About Denton, Texas, because at a glance, here's the thing. Remember how I said at a glance, you want the viewer to understand without having to think about anything what that playlist is about. So when you say All About Denton, Texas, there's a lot going on in Texas. So let's see what your videos are about.
Denton, Texas, music, art, and fun living in Denton, Texas. Should you move to Denton, Texas in 2022? Here are a guide to living in Denton, Texas, including what to expect.
There's a playlist title.
Right.
Complete Guide to Living in Denton, Texas. There's a playlist title.
Right. Complete Guide to Living in Denton, Texas. What to expect. I think that would be much more compelling than living in Living in North Texas, which is the name. What is it? All Things North? What was that?
No, it's just All Things Denton, Texas. That's the name of the playlist.
Here it is up top. I'm not looking at it because I got my tube spanner free tool in the way. I need to move it out of the way. Which is all about Denton, Texas, right? I think here's one of the things when you're thinking about titling a playlist. Think about the way you title a video. Like you probably wouldn't make a video called All About Denton, Texas. You might, but more than likely, from what I've seen from you, is you're going to make a video, Denton, Texas, music, art, and fun, living in. You're going to do something that really makes that feel compelling, right? That's really got some detail to it. Something that would make the viewer click and want to watch, right? Should you move to Denton, Texas in 2022? Here are the a guide to living in Denton, Texas, including what to expect. Like these are really compelling and really well built out. Bring that same ideology to when you make your playlists. Everybody sit there and go, would I name a video this? And if I ask you why you wouldn't, and if you said, because it's too boring, that's your answer there. Build something that's going to get them to quickly understand what to expect and compels them to want to click.
Yep. Great advice.
So on this one, unfortunately, I'm going to have to say that is a miss on that one for me, unfortunately. That's it. But she still has one more spin or possibly 2, depending on how this works out. So let's pull up the wheel and spin it again. Getting very thin on the wheel.
Yep.
Yeah, everybody, think about those playlists. I think they're really important. We're always trying to get people to watch as many videos as possible, and playlists can help you do that. Host choice, Dee, what do you think? What do you want to look at?
Host choice, let's look at pinned comment.
Pinned comment. We've talked about that a bunch. That's something we're right on a video right here. This is 2 years ago. Let's do something more recent. So in case she's been following along and she didn't go back.
We talked about a link in the description and how we're looking for something intentional. And the pinned comment is going to be just like a link in the description, but you're going to make your own comments. You're going to link out to whatever it is you're trying to draw attention to. Trying to grow your channel, you want to link out to a relevant video or a relevant playlist, and then you want to pin that comment. And it's going to be above all the other comments, so anyone who goes down to read comments or leave a comment will see it.
Yeah, and unfortunately right here, there is, there's a handful of comments on this video from, just 6 months ago, but I'm not seeing a pinned comment, which would be right here, right below my comment. If I were to add one, it would be right at the top. And I'm not seeing one. I'm also, I think you're missing the boat here. When you have an opportunity to pin something, that could be anything. That could be linking to another video if you're trying to grow the channel, could be linking them to how to get in touch with you. Any one of those things that you find important, don't leave that space blank. It's an important spot to create conversion, and especially someone who's in the real estate business, which I think you are. This is a spot to get them to either watch more content or maybe get in touch with you. So unfortunately, that's 2 strikes and you're out. But I like a lot of the things I am seeing about the channel. I will give you this. Living in North Texas, I understand the channel name. I even think some of the thumbnails have some pretty good pop to them. One of the things I would say is you're getting better at doing things like featuring, the houses and things. I think that's pretty smart. You're putting yourself in there. Don't be afraid to make sure that the areas and the houses that you're showing take up the majority of the real estate. Sometimes we get overwhelmed making thumbnails and we go, I'm going to put my face there, I'm going to put words there, and then the thing that you're featuring becomes the smallest factor in the thumbnail. If you want people to talk about these great homes that are available, you're doing a great job, but I would say, let's make sure you're really featuring the homes. This one's a little bit better. I like that you have your face there, but let's make sure that the homes are featured too, because that's who you're trying to reach. People who are really interested in finding a new place to live or maybe selling their home.
All right. Unfortunately, she does not move forward.
That's okay. But we love that you played along. I hope that stuff was helpful. Yeah, keep playing. Where are we at?
You keep playing.
We're going long here.
Watch time. We're going long.
All right, here we are.
This might be the last one. This could be the last one. We might do maybe one more after this.
Well, we're like the band on the deck of the Titanic. Do we keep playing?
Listen, I feel obligated to say that, Bending Spoons, he does not in any way, shape, or form mean that you acquiring StreamYard means that it's going to go down like
No, not at all. No, I'm just making a reference to the idea of playing and when do you stop, because we're a little over our time today.
Oh, I just had to throw that in because that kind of happens sometimes. All right. Watch time.
Watch time. 44. Right, come on, 46.
Let's move fast. Geraldo, hit it.
Dude.
Let's go.
Not playing around today.
Yeah, we're not playing around.
That's all we're doing is playing around today. Geeks on Tour. That sounds like a familiar name.
It does. We've had them on here before.
I think so.
I think it's wild. So apparently that band really did continue to play as the Titanic went down. Like that really happened.
Yeah. Well,
that's great. Can you imagine?
Well, right? What it is. Musicians, they're just like, I'm not going to say they're the dumbest people in the world, but sometimes you're like, if you work really hard for a gig, the last thing you want to do is stop playing. I guess.
Right? They might have. They were in the groove, man. In the pocket,
like,
they were feeling it.
Don't lose the one.
Yeah, we're on it. God, they're looking around like we're on it. We're on it. You get the stand-up bass. They got,
we're going straight to hell.
Yeah,
okay, what are we looking at? Oh, I didn't even look at I didn't pull up the wheel to see what we're looking at.
It probably didn't even matter.
Yeah, I respect those gentlemen. They just said we're not going to make it through, so we're going to keep playing. Go down playing. Kind of like we are on the show. Just go down playing. Go down playing. You got it. And boom, we've talked about this a bunch. Clear thumbnails. Let's throw this one to the chat. We need their input. Gentlemen, ladies, animals in the chat. Take a look at some of these thumbnails and tell me what you think. Are these clear thumbnails? Would you understand what this video is about, and would it compel you to click if you saw a thumbnail like this? Check that one out right there. Here's another one. I'm going to give you another one here. Here's another one. How are they? Here. Yeah, make sure put the titles in there too, just so I can see how they're working. You want to see the comp? Yeah. Yeah, I want to see the package. There's the whole. Let me show you the package. Yeah, let's see the package. All right. Yeah, because you're right. I mean, they have to work together. Yeah. So Okay. Let me scroll a little bit. Okay. I love
Give us
that
a
this
thumbs
tool,
up or thumbs down.
Yeah, what do you think? Thumbs up, people, if you think these thumbnails are effective and they are compelling and they are well optimized. If you think they could use some work, then maybe give them a thumbs down. What do you tell us what you think? And don't be afraid to mention what you think when you put your thumbs up or thumbs down. If you have a comment, throw it in there with your thumbs up or thumbs down.
Let me go back to that Snapseed one for a second, because I've made several videos that have done really well with Snapseed. Let me tell you this. If you are making a photo editing video, put the final product in your thumbnail. And if you're doing something that's like, like a before and after, show people the before and after. People really want to see what they're going to get. And sometimes that image of what it is that they're going to get, that could be the thing that compels them to click. Like, oh yeah, I've been looking for how to put text behind my picture, or I've been looking for how to make myself look more beautiful, or whatever. You put a before and after, or put the final product on any sort of photo editing.
Yeah, agreed. And and just as a general comment, just on this one thumbnail in particular, really watch out for super small text, because I'm using a huge magnifying glass courtesy of our friends at TubeSpanner. But, you want to make sure that, most people are going to be watching content. The majority of people watch content from a mobile device. So small text on a small thumbnail, especially on a mobile device, gets even harder to read. So be really careful about what you put in your thumbnail so that it's very easy for the viewer to understand. What do we got? What do we got for reactions? I'm seeing thumbs down, thumbs down. Doug Hewson says has potential. Call me crafty. AI says a bit too busy.
A lot of thumbs down.
A lot of thumbs down. All right, well, that happens.
Too busy.
Yeah, just think about trying to clean these up a little bit. It's not that you're not doing a good job of trying to build thumbnails. It looks like you're really making an effort. But think about less is more, and try to make it simple for the viewer to understand. I mean, see if we can do a really quick example here. This one, I'm going to start with, let's say, something that I think could be improved. This one here, Snapseed, Fun with Photos podcast. Okay, so this is the one that Dee was talking about here, right? So this particular thumbnail, this one for Snapseed, photos, right? Yes, it's a podcast, whatever it is, but this is a thumbnail. It's going to get people to click. So if I were to go over to...
Oh, that's a Snapseed podcast? They have a podcast for Snapseed?
Well, I think she did like a live stream or podcast. When you're thinking about who your competition is and some of the other stuff that's out here, here is Snapseed editing tutorial, complete guide in 15 minutes. How to use Snapseed. They have the logo in there. And I think that's our pal Jay Malone, isn't it? Yeah, Jay Malone. Jay Malone Custom Designs. 48,000 views 6 years ago. There's actually, it looks like there's some opportunity because some of these videos are older, right? 4 years.
Look who it is.
Where are we?
Look
where
who
we
it
looking?
is.
Where am I looking?
Right there.
Oh, who's this fella? Who's this handsome fella that's not in the thumbnail? Look at that. Before and after Snapseed. Mr. D. Nimmin, ladies and gentlemen, 863,000 views in the last 5 years. So strong video that's still showing up in search. It's doing well. And that's exactly what he did. Snapseed logo before, after, right? So when he gives you that hint about what you might want to do, it's from experience here. He's worked on that topic, and that worked out for him. So that ability to show before and after is exactly what he referenced and exactly what he did. And he was rewarded with, we're getting up near 1 million views on that particular video. So, just think about how to do that.
That video's made several thousands of dollars too.
Nice.
So yeah, anytime you're doing some sort of a photo thing, I mean, you can go here, and this applies to anyone. Like, if you're doing a video on something, go see what the competition's doing. And you can also go look and see what someone else in a different niche is doing.
Yeah.
To try to get ideas like, okay, well, this particular niche, they're making their thumbnails a little bit different, but nobody in my niche is doing this. So maybe I'll kind of borrow some of their ideas.
Yeah, the example that I've been using a lot with a lot of my coaching clients when it comes to when you're thinking about titles and thumbnails, I always think of it this way. I know everyone we've moved into like a digital era, and most of us are reading and seeing articles and things on mobile devices. But there was a time, they still follow the same pattern, where the magazines were the way of the world. If you're ever sitting in a doctor's office or a dentist's office, you'd be flipping through magazines, waiting to go in for your appointment. They'd have magazines there. You could grab one and sort of read through while you were waiting. Think about, first of all, what makes you choose the magazine you choose? You choose based on topic, relevance, conversation, right? If I'm sitting inside of a doctor's office waiting for the doctor and there's a bunch of magazines, I'm probably not going to grab like Woman's Day or something like that because it's not relevant to me. I'm going to probably grab like an automotive magazine or something that talks about, music or muscle cars, things that I really enjoy, right? Now, when I open that magazine, I start flipping through. It's rare that I read it from cover to cover. I'll usually flip through like most people will. Why? Because it's a lot like scrolling through YouTube. I'm trying to find something that I think is really interesting to me. And when you flip through and you stop, say you stop on page 30, what makes you stop there inside of a magazine? It's always two things, right? It's the headline of the article and the picture that goes with it. Those are the two things that will always get you to stop when you're flipping through a magazine. The picture and the headline, right? The same thing is true with YouTube. There's a thumbnail, a picture, and a title, just like a headline. And you got to think about when you're building your title, make sure that you're building it in a way that it would get someone to stop, just like reading a magazine, something compelling. And if you look at a magazine, they would not put pictures with their article that look like, Dee, pull this up real quick again. What up my screen share? They probably would not put with their magazine article. They probably wouldn't put an image like this, right? Because it wouldn't make sense. It's too complicated. They would do something more simple like he was talking about, a before and after shot, and maybe this is an Synapseed logo. So really think about it in terms of the things that we've grown up with, the things that you've seen, articles, headlines, things that you've read, things in your news feed, that you see on like whatever, browser you use. Very simple, easy to understand stuff that connects with the target audience.
Yeah, I mean, you could even do something simple like some sort of a natural, background, some stock image of some beautiful mountains, and just have, write it in Snapseed with, just podcast, and then have it partly transparent so you can kind of see. You know what I mean? Like make it look cool, and people go, "Oh, can I make that in Snapseed?"
Yeah, yeah. Where are we at?
Show them.
Was that 2 strikes, 1 strike? I don't even know where we're at.
That was one. That was one.
Oh, we have another spin? Okay.
Yeah, got another spin.
Yeah.
Ooh, it's getting skinny. Look at that.
Really skinny. Getting thin, like the remaining time we have on this channel.
Yeah.
Clear value proposition. Now, I will throw this to you, Dee. Now, we've been sitting here staring at this channel. Do you think that Geeks on Tour has a clear value proposition? Do you think it makes it easy for the viewer to understand what the channel's about, who the target audience is, and why they would want to watch? Geeks on Tour, to me, I'm still struggling a bit because Geeks on Tour, to me, sounds like it should be a travel channel. And there is some relevance to that, because it says, we teach technology for travelers and other lifelong learners. Google Photos is our specialty.
Yeah, here's what I would do. I would simplify that and just say technology for travelers.
Yeah.
I would say
tech for travelers.
Tech for travelers. Yeah, simplify tech for travelers. Maybe if you're specializing in a couple of different apps, maybe like tech for travelers, and just put like a couple of different, app logos or something like there, so up top, so people can identify. Oh yeah, I know that app. I use Snapseed. I use Google Photos. Don't overcomplicate it. Yeah, we have a tendency sometimes to get in front of our own way and think that we have to explain every single detail of everything that's going on. Simplify it.
And bring it back to the value prop, right? So if your channel is all about tech for travelers, then make sure when you're talking about Google Photos that you're bringing in the title, that you're defining the audience, right? So you shouldn't be saying, how does Google Photos handle duplicates? Because now it sounds like you're a Google Photos channel, or that you're a Google Doc channel, or you're a how to use Google product channel, which is not what you are. You just happen to be talking about that supposedly in the context of tech for travelers. So you should be saying, how does Google handle your duplicate travel photos? Bring the conversation back so that it's always referencing that thing from the point of tech for travelers. Travel photos, photos from your trips, photos from your vacations. It should be talking about traveling. It should always merge those two in the same way that Dee was saying, like tech for travelers would do it. So if you just start talking about the product, how to save photos, this is all about, I think you're a Google channel. Nothing to do with travel. It's all about how to use Google. You could be sitting in your office at home. You don't travel anywhere, and you're teaching them. So you have to make sure you're defining the audience you're trying to reach.
It might be easier for you to redefine your value proposition than to redo your content or redefine your content. Because if you're in a position to where you find like, okay, well, we're doing a lot of tutorials on Google Photos, for example. If you're like, if that's not travel related, then you're not doing tech for travelers.
Yeah.
You're just doing Google Photos. You're just doing Snapseed.
So
and
I have to interject.
Yeah.
Do not use as an excuse. I said for travelers or anyone, because what that does is like saying, what is your channel about, Daniel? Well, I teach people how to make videos, put them onto YouTube and grow a YouTube channel. Or people who want to grow on TikTok, or people who want to learn how to cook. You know, you can't just throw that in there and expect to go, well, just because I said it, that will cover bases for me on YouTube. You have to remember, with every single video you publish, YouTube is using the information you give them, the content that you publish, to understand who your target audience is and to start serving more of your content to that person. So if it isn't about travel, if it has nothing to do with travel and you're not really leaning that way, then move away from the travelers thing and just talk about the tech. Just talk about, you know, we help people who want to learn how to make better use of your phone. Like, this is another thing, how-to videos. It's even in the about section here. Does this sound really defined to you? For travelers or anyone who wants to make better use of your phone. Now it's a phone specific channel.
Phone.
Okay.
Right.
Or how-to videos who can help you keep up. We specialize in Google Photos. Our mission is to explore all the ways that smartphones and technology can enhance our travels and our lives. It keeps jumping between what the real value proposition of this channel is.
Yeah. You guys have some soul searching to do in regard to your channel, because there's a disconnect there.
Yeah.
I understand what you want to do, but what you're actually doing is not in alignment with what you're telling people your channel is about.
Right.
So you're having an identity crisis here with your channel, and that will make it more difficult for you to grow.
Right. And the reason that I'm being I'm pushing, because I know we've had you guys on here before, and we want to see people who come back and hang out with us. I want to see you guys. I want to see every one of your channels grow, but especially the people who've come back and, you know, sat through our shenanigans. We want to give you solid advice so that when you start making content next month, you can apply some of the things we've talked about and said, that's, you know, I think that makes sense. I'm going to try that advice if it makes sense for you, and see if you can start driving more views, because when you've got a channel that is, you know, over 12,000 subscribers and almost over 850 videos, when you're still struggling to break 134 views in 7 days, that's one of those things you go, well, wait a minute, I got a pretty good sized channel. I've made a ton of videos. Why is my channel not connecting more effectively? Why is it not growing faster? Why isn't the momentum of all the content I've made working to get my new video in front of the eyeballs of the people I'm trying to reach? So that's why we're being sort of really focused in talking about being really true to understanding who it is you're trying to reach and what the content's about.
Yeah, as crazy as it sounds, dialing that one thing in like that and getting your entire packaging together and your value proposition together can make an enormous difference. Of course, you still got to make a good thumbnail. You still have to package it right. You still got to deliver with the video. But just in terms of being able to connect with the audience, in terms of letting YouTube know what your channel is really about versus what you're telling people what you think your channel's about, you know, these little tweaks can make a huge difference.
Yeah, and I go back to their most popular from 7 or 8 years ago, and they're still talking about how to turn off video autoplay, how to use your phone. It does feel like it's a mobile-centric channel. So you're sitting here with a guy right above me who has a mobile-centric channel. So he's not too far off in the world you live in. And if you want to look for examples of how to do stuff, like I said, Dee told us he hasn't published in forever, over a year. He just started publishing again, and he knows he's struggling to catch up, but he's already driving thousands of views to his new videos, right? Even though he's taken that much time off, and the YouTube audience has virtually forgot about him. Not, you know, it's really, he's trying to build back up from not having published recent fresh content, but he's still able to connect because his channel is super focused. So think about that. Like, you who have been publishing all the time and haven't taken a year off, I would expect to see your newer content outperforming Dee's, because you do it every week, right? You've got one here from 4 days ago, one from 7 days, one from 9 days ago. You've been working, you've been being consistent. So I want to see a channel like yours beat a channel like Dee's, if only for the fact that you're doing it every week. You're really staying true to it and really trying to push and make content.
You know who this channel reminds me of? Not in terms of the disconnect here with the identity, but in terms of just covering so many different topics. They're covering a whole bunch of things here. It kind of reminds me of Dusty Porter.
Yeah.
He covers everything. Yeah. He covers like if you want to learn how to do something, Dusty's got a video on it.
Yeah.
How is he doing with his, how does he sell his channel? What's his value prop?
That's a good question. You know, Dusty's one of those guys. I was on his podcast recently, and he's been doing more podcast stuff. You know, he's got a pretty good sized channel, but again, he says his channel's committing to simplifying your technological experience while empowering you to effectively communicate your message and get to your end result. He's an enthusiast of gadgets, video games, and all things nerdy. My channel concentrates on delivering high-quality educational videos, tutorials covering software, hardware, and YouTube-related topics. So he floats around a little bit too. Dusty's one of those guys that floats around. And Dusty's one of those guys. I'm not throwing him under the bus, but he doesn't drive the kind of views that he has driven in the past either. I think a better example, or a different example, I would have given you, someone who kind of floated around and didn't really nail the value prop. Professor Nez. And Professor Nez pivoted recently.
Moly.
He was struggling for a while because he liked to talk about all things, and it just didn't connect. And finally, Professor Nez pivoted, and he went more into like an overview of political conversations in the current ecosystems. And if you look now, I remember it was only a few weeks ago, he hit 100,000 subscribers. Yeah, he's about to hit 200,000 subscribers. And if you look at the conversations, he's following trends. You know, he's driving 66,000 views in a day, 11,000 views in a day. He's doing stuff that he's talking about, these sort of relevant conversations, not saying you need to switch your channel up. But when you get super focused, you can even take a channel. Professor Nez struggled for forever to connect. He's been around as long as I have, if not longer. And he struggled, and then finally went, I'm pivoting. On the same channel, he didn't even change the channel. Yeah. And just got really focused. He said, I want to talk about politics. I'm just tired of talking about this other thing that's not connecting in the way I want. Pivoted. Now he's going to have, he's probably going to get, he's going to pass me because he's doing great. He's just really focused. Whether you agree with the content or not, it's not the point. He just got really focused and said, I'm going to get into a conversation, get in a lane, really understand the people I'm trying to reach, and I'm going to have that conversation. And when you do that and make it easy for the viewer to understand, that's when your channel can really start growing.
Yeah, so we're going to move on from this, but I just want, Geeks on Tour, I want you to really think about, I see an identity crisis here, and I think Daniel agrees with me on that. I see an identity crisis. I see, what you think you are is not matching with what you actually are. So you
Geeks on Tour in the chat says, we will not do politics. That was not what I was saying. What I was saying was get focused and decide what it is that your channel is, and then make it clear to the viewer, because you're not a travel channel. And you're saying that all over it. Geeks on Tour, travel for travelers. You're not that. You're a tech channel. You're a tech channel that talks about mostly Google products, as far as I can see. So then you should redefine yourself as a tech channel that helps people understand and use Google products more effectively. Make it clear, make it simple. Forget about travelers, and then if you can do that, you're going to have a higher probability, and simplify your thumbnails and get the packaging right. You're going to have a higher probability of your newer content performing as well as some of that older content you've made. And if it is mobile centric, then bring that into the value prop, right? We're a tech channel that focuses on helping mobile people use their mobile devices or use Google products on their mobile devices to simplify their life or whatever their world. Make it simple. Make a value proposition that's true to what you're actually building, and build that.
Yeah, and I'll also say that when you cast a wider net, you have the potential for larger views. So if you're only focusing, for example, which you're not doing, but if you were to try to stuff your videos into your value proposition, where it's how to delete duplicate photos, or how to delete duplicate travel photos, you've narrowed that down so small to where your audience is only people who are traveling, who have a problem with duplicate videos, versus how to delete duplicate videos. Now, obviously that video didn't do very well yet. It could change in the future, but I would say keep tossing those wide nets instead of just drilling down so hard on travel specific.
Yeah, it's in the packaging to what you're building is where we see the disconnect, right?
Yeah.
These videos might be fine. We've said we think the thumbnails can be improved, but what you really need to do is get the entire message clean, right? You can't be like, hey, we're Coca-Cola. What do you make? Shoes? Well, wait a minute. It says cola in the name. Why are you making shoes? Oh, it's because, we love making shoes that have cola on the shoes. Yeah, just when it gets so disconnected, try to bring it back into focus.
All right. So here they say we are geeks and we tour the world using mobile tech. Okay. Again, this is what you want to do, but based on the videos that you're making, the fact that you're touring the world isn't represented in your video content, and maybe it shouldn't be.
And I think it's superfluous, because why does it matter that you're touring the world using mobile tech?
Right.
What you should be saying is, we use mobile tech and we're here to help other people. Is it a requisite that other people need to be touring the world to watch your videos? No. Listen, I was a professional touring musician for years. I've had multiple major label record deals. You can see the guitars in the background. Do I talk about guitars on my channel? No. Do I mention the fact that I play guitar ever? Maybe once in a blue moon it comes up in conversation. I stay true to what it is. You can be who you are, but then still deliver on the value proposition of a channel and be focused in that value prop. Just because you're on tour, that's great. If you're out there going all over the place, that's great. But then if you're not talking about going all over the world in your videos, and that isn't the point, to expose people to the world, the point is to expose them to the tech, focus on the tech. Because I think you're doing it in the videos and you're not doing it in the value prop, in the branding of the channel.
Perfect example, when the world shut down, I got stuck in Mexico for 2 years. I didn't transition my content at that time to, oh, hey, I'm Dee stuck in Mexico. Here's my videos.
Yeah.
The fact that I was stuck in Mexico had nothing to do with why someone was going to click on the video to watch it.
Right.
On my channel, on this current channel. Daryl Leaves said I missed an enormous opportunity by not starting a vlogging channel and just documenting the whole thing.
Mexico. Yeah,
stuck in Mexico. Yeah. And he's right on that. But I just wasn't interested in that. But for my channel, where I teach people how to make content and succeed with your mobile device on YouTube, the fact that where I was, or I'm in Thailand now. I live in Thailand. I don't inject that into my content and let people know, because it doesn't matter. People aren't clicking to watch a tutorial because I'm traveling or because I am in a particular location in the world.
Yeah, and please take all of this with a grain of salt here. It's not like we're trying to insult you. It's just that when, and people get defensive when you talk about their channels, it's like insulting their kids. And that's absolutely not what we're trying to do. It's just that when we see people like you that have been around, we love seeing channels come back. You made a video 3 months ago, and when they struggle to break 1,000 views, even over the course of months, 182, that one got 535, 312, 230. That's when we start saying something's not connecting, right? Months later, these videos are still struggling to break 1,000 views. That's when you go, why is it? There's something in here from either the outside looking in, or once they're in the video, there's something I'm doing in the video that's not connecting. So try to figure out if you can find what that disconnect is, and why even videos that have had time to get some momentum are still struggling to do what you want them to do. If they've been out for 3-4 months, you want to get a return. Making videos is a lot of effort. It's a lot of tough work, and it takes time, and it uses a lot of different skills. And we want to see everyone out there who's invested into making a channel get return on that investment. We never want to see you sit there working harder, not smarter. We don't want to see anyone spin their wheels. And if this is where you want to be, if you're like, I am completely happy with everything we're doing, I'm just here for fun, I don't want the channel to grow any faster, we love what we do, we make plenty of money on it, everything's exactly the way the world we want it, then don't do anything. Leave it exactly as it is. But if you're interested in growing a channel faster, something that we've done effectively on our own channels, and we've helped a lot of other creators across the platform do, that's just think about some of the changes you can make to just really hone this thing in. That's all we're trying to do. Give you a couple tips to think about what you could do to be more effective in your growth.
Boy, that was a rant on that.
That was. All right, and I think we should get on to the final wheel, can we? We've been here for a while.
All right. Let's do it. Final wheel. Geeks on Tour. Give it some thought. Think about what you want to be known for. Take this, you on tour, take that out. And come back and see us next month if we're still here.
Yeah, all right, we'll see if that's a crapshoot.
Yeah,
I'm going to do
flip
this
a coin.
after the amount of harassment we just gave Geeks on Tour, I'm putting them into the
Putting them
in the
in.
final wheel
Good.
spin, because
Good.
anybody who's willing to come here and talk to us about their channels and be
Yeah.
naked and exposed the way that sometimes you can be here on the channel, being put in the spotlight, we're putting you right up here in the winner's circle for a chance to win something, taking our abuse on our final show.
Yeah. Well, look, we want to see all of you succeed.
Yes.
Don't take offense to anything that we're telling you on this. This is all done to really help you succeed. You know, Daniel especially has grown two channels. Your extreme food reviews, you did well with that too.
Yeah, I mean, it was small. We quit after, I think, 49 videos we did on that channel. It's about 12,000 subscribers. It was fun. It was where I cut my teeth. It was where I learned how to grow a YouTube channel. So yeah, you can grow channels. You can get out there and you can do that thing. And I've certainly helped in the battalion group. We've had, I've worked with people who've never started a channel, and they've worked with me to develop a strategy. I've worked with big channels. I've worked with some of the sharks on Shark Tank. I worked with a Family Feud channel. I work with daytime soap opera stars when they're starting there. I've got a couple of them under my belt working with right now. I work with famous musicians bringing themselves to YouTube. So I've worked with some of the biggest and some of the smallest. And I can tell you the same rules apply to everybody. YouTube doesn't distinguish between us. YouTube wants us to get people watching and keep people watching and help them understand who the very people that our content should be served to. They rely on us to help them figure that out, right? Not them. And that's one of the things that we try to do with you guys, to get you really focused so that when you get out there and you make videos, that you have the best chances of having YouTube start to understand who it should be putting your videos in front of, and then connecting with those very people. Because if you can do that and you start winning, then we start winning too. The more people that succeed on YouTube, the more legitimate it becomes as a profession. Do you know how hard it is as a YouTuber to go into a bank and say, I'd like to take out a mortgage? What do you do for a living?
I thought you were going to say hands up.
Hands up. Yeah, right. That's pretty much the only way you can get money nowadays as a YouTuber. No, but I mean, like, I'm a professional content creator. This is all I do. This is how I make a living. But it's very difficult to go in and try to get legitimate things. Like, I have great credit score, but when you go in and you tell people that you're a YouTuber, they don't take you seriously because they don't understand it. They don't think it's a real thing. So we need more creators to get out there and do really well. I've always said it's just like the way that skateboarding needs Tony Hawk to be out there and crushing it and make it a legitimate sport. Snowboarding needs people like Shaun White in the Olympics and get that sport into the Olympics so that more mountain resorts start allowing snowboarders on the hill. When I started, they wouldn't allow snowboarders on the ski slopes. Sorry, you're not allowed here. So we have to legitimize this thing. So the more people that do this and are successful, the more legitimate it becomes and the more effective we are as a community, so that more companies want to invest into it. The creator economy grows. More money is thrown this way. You can find more sponsors. You can make more money in ad revenue. You can reach more people with the content because the platforms we put it on start to grow. It all works together. So when you do well, we do well. And when we do well, that helps you do better as well. That's why we try to really invest in other people like you guys in the community, to make sure that you have all of the tools necessary to have the best chances of succeeding.
Yeah, well said, man. Well said. And where did it go? I'm hitting all the wrong stuff today.
It's tricky, Let's spin this thing.
All right, what do we got?
We have... Look at this. Look at this. After all that abuse from the two of us, boom, Geeks on Tour. Congratulations. What Megan is going to do, Megan, my channel manager, she's going to put her email into the chat. All you need to do is reach out to her, send her an email. She'll confirm your identity and that the channel is actually yours. And then she'll send you a link where you can go and pick any single item from the Streamyard catalog of merchandise. We don't have to, we always say it, the mug. I would say the mug is the way to go, is my choice. But choose what you want. I also love the hoodie. The hoodie's really soft and comfy and squishy.
Yeah. So listen, this technically could be the last stream. If this is the last stream, I want to say that it has been an absolute privilege to do this stream with you, Mr. Batal. And for everyone who has supported us during the entirety of this stream, we've been doing this for a couple of years. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you for making this the most popular stream on the Streamyard channel. It's a lot of fun to do, and I can't wait every month to get in here and actually do this. So thank you. And Mr. Batal, thank you as always.
Right back at you. And if it's not our
then I didn't mean any of that.
then all of that he takes back. It's all just for show. If it's not, we will see you again here the second Saturday of the month, and we will continue doing this thing. And we have plans to grow this thing and make it more fun in the future. So no matter how it goes, we wish you all have a great day, success on YouTube. And whether you see us here or other places, stick with it. Keep making content. Just keep creating. That's the key to success. Don't give up, even when it gets frustrating, because the creators who stay with it are the ones who have the highest probability of finding success. And that could be you.
Love it. Peace.
Peace.